From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Detective, you have an entire family murdered.
Niecy Nash Betts.
The monster is out here!
Courtney B. Vance.
God knows what darkness we let in.
And Travis Kelce.
There's no future after this.
FX's Grotesquerie. All new Wednesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits Black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 Black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap. It is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Bing, bada, ba, yeah. Ding, dada, bing, bada, ba, pick-a-doom, ding, bum, Bing, bada, bum, tick-a-doom, ding,
Do you want me to help you out?
Yeah, because
I got you, Cap.
Momo.
Hey.
What up, girl?
I'm here. I just stopped by. I was like, hey, you want me to pop in for a seg?
I'm here.
For a seg? That was so like lingo.
Yeah, it was. For a seg.
So you're going up for the big game?
I am, Momo. I'm leaving after the show. I'm actually leaving early to get to the airport on time.
You've been to Stanford more times than I have this year.
Yeah, but this is Cal this weekend. They're in Berkeley.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I have been to Stanford more times than you this year.
Did you like it the second time as much as the first?
I did, yeah, because I got to experience a little more of it. I still didn't do the hiking trail you wanted me to do. I just didn't wake up early enough.
That's okay. I understand. That was the story of my college life. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I love it. I mean, I could go back to Stanford every week. It's just a beautiful place.
I know.
Momo, you got you're like all kaputz here. You know what I mean? Like you're all you got the makeup going, the hair.
The hair extensions.
Yeah. What's going on?
This is just hair. I did the TV show. I did the. You know what's weird? I did NBA today.
Oh, today.
Like every time I say it, it's like NBA today. I mean, it was not thought of when they came up with that name, but it works.
So you're on TV with Cappy's new BFF then today?
Yeah, with Wendy.
Brian Windhorst.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I heard
Chris
you guys
was
got
talking
a
about
basis.
Columbo yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Like Wendy and Perk kind of got into it today. Like
Wendy
was
what?
Wendy was like giving him a little like head nod and wag and stuff.
About what? What was the topic?
Philly. We were talking Philly and stuff. You know.
What were the positions?
Well,
I would say Perk was saying that they can make a comeback this year.
No, it's the opposite. Wendy was like, it's the Eastern Conference. Everybody sucks. And Perk was criticizing Paul George, saying the Clippers have a better record without him, and have some pride, man. And Embiid's he's worried. Why is he worried about meeting details coming out rather than playing? Like Like Perk was getting into it, and then Wendy was. You know how? Can you see me, Cap? He was going like. He was like, "Oh no, you didn't." I mean, it was like that.
No, you didn't.
It was like that kind of head.
Hell
and then,
no.
and then Perk goes, "I've had enough of your sass, Mr. Wendy." He said, "Your
Y'all
sass."
not feeling that.
I've had enough of your sass, Mr. Wendy.
I know, and I was like, "Woo! I'm in the middle of something, aren't I?" It was kind of fun. Is this
All you
what
have
we
to do,
got?
Momo, is look over your right shoulder and look at the sign that was created for Wendy yesterday. To your left now. To your left. A little to your left.
I
Look
don't
at the
see it.
sign that was created for Wendy. You don't see it? I see it. Yeah, I can look. Turn to your right, girl.
To my right?
Yeah, now look down. Right. No, now left.
It's not very bright. I don't even think it's on.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's right underneath the million followers.
Cappy, this is
sign.
not good radio.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean for it to not be good radio. It's
Okay.
just that I was pointing right at it.
Oh, BFF. Oh, I see. ESPN LA, welcome BFF Wendy. I see it.
See that? BFF Wendy.
So wait, what happened? I thought we were friends.
Oh, we are friends.
So
How
he's just
can
the
we
flavor.
be friends?
He's just
How
the flavor
can
of the month.
we
He's
be
like,
friends?
you just got like a new.
Well,
caught
here's
your
what
eye?
happened. Here's what happened. Is George and I on Tuesday, everything was good. Everything was copacetic.
Okay.
Me and Wendy were like BFFs on Tuesday. And
You went to the Kings game and things happened.
right,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
what happened
Sparks
is
flew.
right, but then what happened is on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts came on the air.
Right.
Did you hear that, Ramona?
I heard. That was your old BFF. So you just trade up.
Well, no. So what I
You
did
just
was
trade, huh?
right. So then what happened
Flavor
is
of the
Dave
week is
Roberts leapfrogged Wendy,
Yeah.
and I had to explain to Wendy that yesterday he's only my second BFF.
Oh.
Right.
I mean,
But
Dave just did win a World Series.
But I will just tell you guys this: Wendy texted me today.
He texted you?
He
Wow.
texted me, and
Oh,
he
this
said,
is real.
and he said this to me. He said, "Hey, are you back in South, or are you still at your home away from home, the East Central?"
Because he's here.
Right. He goes, "Let's have dinner."
Yeah, I
tonight."
saw him earlier
He
today.
probably he wants to have dinner with you.
He needs a friend.
I'm
his
his
friend.
friend. I told him I would go. Are you going to go to the Lakers game? We're going to, let's go watch the Lakers and the Magic. And he goes, I'm going to watch the Browns game tonight because he's from Cleveland, And I
Right.
go, why would you do that to yourself?
Cleveland, this is for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? And then now I go, why do you torture yourself like that? He goes, I've
Knick-knack,
been to
this,
games
that,
the last 2
patty whack,
nights.
give a dog a bone.
I
Okay,
mean,
enough. Enough Cleveland.
I
It's
should have
okay.
played the Jameis one in the first place. But,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, but he was clearly lying to me. Like, he doesn't just want to watch the Browns
No,
game.
he wants to watch a Browns game with somebody.
No, but I think he wanted to watch the Browns game with Cappy because he thinks
Right.
of Cappy as like a football guy.
Right, and yesterday I went through this whole Browns
You're
breakdown.
just an NBA friend, Momo.
Yeah, right. See
He's
that?
been to my house twice.
Oh, really?
He drove all the way out to the valley and visited with my children.
I would
and
like to do that.
I made hamburgers.
Well, I'll
for
tell
him
you
and his
this.
wife.
How about this? I saw him
I
earlier
grilled.
today. We shared a room together, not
What?
like a bedroom, like
Yeah?
a room
Oh.
in the office
Okay.
together.
The
Today,
green
while I
room
was
is what you're talking about.
Yeah, a meeting room, right?
Okay.
And a conference room.
Yeah.
And he didn't invite me anywhere. Now, he also knew I was going home, but there is that. But
Well, that's what I'm
nonetheless.
saying. Like, Momo, he's thinking that you are going home to your children.
No, he knew I was going to the game.
Oh, okay. he
I
probably,
said, "Do you want to go to the game with me?" And he goes, "No, I'm going to
Wow.
stay."
But he did not want to go.
No invite to Momo, no invite to George, only to Cappy.
Only to
and
Cap.
yesterday.
Wow.
Dude, these are legitimate sparks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Brian Windhorst
real
and I,
bromance.
we've got a man crush going both ways.
There you go.
We
Wow.
do. I know.
Did
I
you
know.
wait? Did you see his tie today? I mean, did he? He's got
Oh,
like
I did
real
see the tie.
style.
Yeah.
He said he ties it and he buttons his jacket up so you can't see this until he unbuttons
Right, it's
his
short
jacket.
on him.
Yeah, it's short on him, but the long part is long. And I go,
Is
why do you?
long.
I go, Brian, you got to fix your tie. And he goes,
Because
no,
it looks
no.
thicker that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got real style.
Well, you know, Perk does that sometimes too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like when you're a bigger dude, you gotta make that happen.
I was in a segment, George, that I have no idea why I was in this segment. Okay,
What was it about?
It's one of those big Perks, big lists. Okay.
Oh.
and all we do is
It's like Cappy does that. It's like the Cap 10.
I
It's
listen
very
to Cap
similar.
10.
There's no reason for you to be there, George, other than to
Yeah.
insult every pick that I make.
So I heard you. I heard the Cap 10 this week. You put the Chargers in there. I was proud of you. I know.
Well,
it was
I put
hard
the
for you.
Chargers in at 10.
I know, but
and
still.
then I had to take my shot, which was putting the Rams in at 9.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Just want to make sure everybody got that.
But I had like at the end of the show, they're supposed to tell me when we're gonna go away from the desk because I'm like Anchorman. I mean, I could be wearing shorts. Like,
Right.
Like I assume we're behind the desk unless somebody tells me. And
Yeah.
I was not prepared. And they go, "Oh, we're walking over to the LED screen." I go, "Oh no, my mic pack is in my pocket. It's on the wrong side, and it's very visible." And I'm like, "I need to hide this thing, but my jacket's not really long enough, and it doesn't have pockets." You understand these things, right?
Yes, I
so
do.
I mean, the whole time I was kind of like trying to hide it. I'm putting my hand over it, and like it's jutting out, and you can see the wires and stuff. And I'm like, oh, somebody should have mentioned this during the commercial break. And I'm standing next to Perk, who's like, how tall is Perk? 7 feet tall, and I'm like 5'1". I'm like, what is our blocking here? Yeah. Like, I look ridiculous.
Hey, why don't somebody get you a couple of phone books?
Get that short girl off the set. Jesus.
Momo, it's why whenever generally, not all the time, but I always try when I do those post-game walk-offs with the 7-footers, I try to bring them to the scorer's table.
Right.
So that way they can sit and I don't look like I'm their child.
Exactly. Because I mean, I know that I'm short.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes,
I know that I'm short, and I also think that one of the biggest things that when you do sidelines, there are guys who will they will bend down to where you are, and I always think that's very nice of them because they shouldn't have to do that.
Yes.
I've stood on a box before. Yes, I have, but that's hard to do post game. And then there's guys like Pau Gasol, who was the best. He would like take his legs out wide and go, so he wouldn't have to bend down. He would almost like do the splits.
Right, he's stretching while he's doing the interview.
And I was like, that's so considerate of
stretching the inner part of the thigh, if you will.
So I always I try to bring like LeBron's probably like the tallest I'll go where I don't want to have them seated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although George did say that after the game the other day when LeBron complimented his sneakers, he said, I didn't realize LeBron was looking down. I'm like, George, he's 7 feet tall. You're 5 feet tall. He was looking down the entire time.
Yeah.
He's not looking at you. He's just like making sure that he's kind of near you because he's looking at the camera. He's so poised.
Yeah,
and
but you know what I noticed is when he's wiping his face, he was looking down.
Oh, okay.
So that's when he spotted the shoes.
Nice shoes, too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Way to go.
Oh, but you guys cut off the best part of that, which I think is Dave Pash's laugh at the end.
Yeah.
Dave Pash's laugh is really what sells that bite.
Okay, why don't we throw the Dr. Clapper laugh on the end of it, or throw my laugh on the end of it for that matter?
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should throw you got to get the Dave Pash laugh back in there, and then you can throw in Clapper and Cappy after that just for augmentation.
Hey, speaking of the Lakers,
augmentation. Oh,
did you hear James Worthy the other night after Dalton Knecht went nuts with 9 threes?
What did he say?
He goes, "I've been saying this, but Dalton Knecht's shot reminds me of Larry Bird. He looks like Larry Bird out there." And I was like, wait, did James Worthy just put Dalton Knecht and Larry Bird in the same sentence? And I know what he means because they both shoot over their head. Like, he's not saying he's as good as Larry Bird, but he did put them in the same sentence. Oh. And, you know, like as Stu Lance was talking about how Dalton doesn't shoot from his chin. He shoots over his head. You know that the way Larry shot.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, that's some lofty praise. That's not like you or me randomly saying Larry Bird, Dalton Knecht.
I'll tell you this. So, you know, I put this on Instagram that, you know, LeBron has played with a lot of great shooters in his career, right?
Yeah. Kyle Korver.
And that I think he's the next
Mike
one,
Miller,
right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All those guys he played with, Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Kyle Korver, all those guys for the most part were towards the end of their career. He's playing with this guy at the beginning of his career. And and that's, I think, even more impressive from a Knecht standpoint, because he's just a rookie doing this kind of stuff already.
And I know this is going to be like silly, but he's got a little swag.
Oh, he does got swag.
Like he did the Jordan
He's
shrug.
very country, though.
See that?
Yeah. He's very country, though.
Yeah, he did the Jordan shrug, and he tweeted after the game, "How do you guys like that?"
Well,
How
hold
was
on.
That? What was
Time
it?
out.
Yeah.
Time out. I thought the same thing. I saw the tweet. I think that's the parody account.
Oh.
I'm like 99% sure that's the parody account.
It has a blue check mark?
I know,
Oh,
Ramona,
yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
I saw that. I was like, wait a second. Did Dalton Knecht just tweet how y'all like that or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. So I clicked on it to see if I was following him, and it said parody account of Dalton Knecht.
Oh, I fell
They
for
got
it.
us.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not even hard anymore because you're right. That anybody can have a blue check mark.
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Okay. All right. I fell for it.
Just got to buy it.
No, I liked it better where he has swag. Let's just go with that.
No, he does have swag.
Yeah.
He does. And yesterday, I told the guys that my daughter, who's 22 years old, asked me if I could introduce her to Dalton Knecht. And right away, everybody accused me. Why? Because he's white? I'm like, I don't know, man.
I know.
What
My
are you
friend's
talking
daughter
about?
had a crush on him, too. I know. She was at the game. She's
He's
like,
kind of cute.
Yeah.
He's cute.
I mean, you know, in that Austin Reeves kind of way, you know.
He's white, too.
Yeah. I mean, well, Southern guy, and they got the haircut that's like kind of that gets in their face a little bit, and it's like the boy band thing now, right?
But is he Southern? I thought he's from Colorado.
Knecht?
Yeah.
He went to Northern Colorado before he went to Tennessee, and before that he went to some junior college.
Also, I think in Colorado. I think
maybe some kind of junior college. I don't know.
He's a Fargo kid.
Fargo, North Dakota?
Yeah.
Is that where he's from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he's not a Southern guy. He's
Okay.
a Northern guy.
I just thought Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, but they got that hair that gets in their face. That's like the style now.
Yeah.
Right?
The little boy band thing you're talking about?
Yeah. That's
Every
that's the
kid's got
look.
that nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's like brush your hair, and the kids are like, "What are you talking about?"
I know.
You
Well,
know?
I finally got Daniel a haircut where he doesn't have to brush his hair. It's great.
Oh, nice.
Just
Have
did
you
the
seen
buzz cut.
Mateo's hair? We're going through a headband phase.
Oh, I love headbands.
Yeah, he's going through headband Mateo phase. By the way, shout out to Mr. Eric, who takes care of Kids Corner and all the kids after school. So shout out to Mr. Eric.
Way to go.
Shout out to you, George,
Did you ever
for
go through
posting
a
that
headband?
picture.
I could see you as a headband guy, George.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I was like
Yeah.
a visor girl. I'd flip it around beach volleyball style.
So Mateo went his
mean
hair's
up?
getting so long that he
Yeah.
did like the Jaime Jaquez little ponytail bun thing.
Nice.
Nice. Man
Like
bun,
that.
good. I had a man bun for a long time. I'm not embarrassed about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Cappy had one for a long time.
Yeah, good one, too.
When I met Cappy, Cappy was just ending the man bun phase.
Talk to me about that. Like,
Well, I'll tell you what happened, Ramona.
Wait, that sounded like is it James Lipman, right?
Yeah.
Inside the actor's studio?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
talk
that
to me
sounded
about
like.
that,
Tell
'cause,
me
like,
about
man
that.
bun is
Tell
a
me more
choice.
about this. Tell
Yeah.
me more about this. This man bun you speak
I'm
of.
just taking over your show right now.
Yeah, we like
No,
it.
do it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
we love it.
It's okay.
We love it. Yeah, I had this man bun. I had this super long curly hair that looked like I was all dreaded out. And then what would happen is I would pull it back as tight as I could.
What was your thinking on that?
My thinking was, if you really want to know the truth, I figured I had a role in a movie coming.
Okay.
And I figured they were going to need me to grow my hair long.
Oh.
So I wanted to be prepared for the role in the movie. Never got the role in the movie. Never auditioned for the role in the movie. There was no movie.
You did have acting aspirations, is what you're saying.
I mean, all I'm saying is that I had my hair long for some unknown reason. I don't know why I did it.
Did you like? Is it a surfer look? Is it a grunge look?
It was kind of a stonery kind of look.
I would say it was like you were trying to be like Eddie Vedder-ish.
Okay.
Kind of. Yeah, it was the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s.
And you're in San Diego. And
No, I was in
this is
Florida.
in Florida.
I was in Florida, darling. I was in Florida. And what happened is we were producing a TV show at the time.
Okay.
And I'm the host, but I got my hair all pulled back, right? So you don't even know that it's long. And on one side of me is Marv Levy, the old Buffalo Bills coach.
Yeah.
And on the other side of me is Sam Weish, the old Cincinnati Bengals coach.
Yeah.
So I got my hair all pulled back in this man bun. And there's a girl on the set who is the production.
Did you use gel, by the way? Is it
total.
slicked back Steven Seagal style
total.
man bun?
I was total Steven
Got
Seagal
it.
style.
Okay,
right.
I see this look now.
And
Okay.
and then I meet this girl. She's on the set. She's the production coordinator or whatever.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, would you like to go out and have a drink? She goes, sure. So we went out for a drink, and she didn't realize I had the man bun
Oh, how could she not realize that?
because I had it all pulled back.
Okay.
And she only saw my front. And lo and behold, about 2 dates into this relationship, the man bun was gone. Eventually married this girl, and she's now the ex-wife I talk about all the time.
Oh, so she didn't love you for you.
She told me to get rid of the man bun immediately.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's a
what happened.
sign.
Oh, there were many signs, Ramona, that if I look back now, I would have known. You know,
Yeah.
cutting the man bun was the first one.
I agree. Because, I think that's kind of who you were at the time. That's why I said, talk to me about that. That's a choice. It's a look you were going for. So if you're saying Steven Seagal, that's a good look.
Yeah, but
was
you're
a
right,
good
George.
Yeah, but it was like
male
Steven,
aspirational character.
thin Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Not like bloated Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I know.
And
It
George,
happens
you're
to the
kind of
best of
right.
us.
I sort of was like sitting in my Mustang convertible back in 1991, listening to Pearl Jam.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Right. I think I need to grow my hair like Eddie Vedder's.
So you went like day to night. You were like Eddie Vedder by day and Steven Seagal by night.
Kind of like that, yeah. And then when I would take the ponytail out and I'd shake it all up,
Oh, yeah, that's
then
the
it would
look.
be straight and it would be super long.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got to find some of these pictures. You need to see these, Ramona.
I can see. This is explaining a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I
a
think
phase.
that's a cool phase.
It was a phase.
You want to bring, and also it demonstrates that you have not lost your hair.
True. That is true.
I mean,
Still
that's
got
a thing for men, right?
Got a lot
Once
of
you start losing your hair, you you fight it for a while, and then eventually you just shave it, right?
I think a lot of guys do. Some guys, they go with the comb over, of course.
Yeah, that's the fighting stage.
Kind of like the big urn
Denial,
from,
yeah.
Kingpin, the film.
Yeah.
Chris Bermany kind of a thing.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Chris
I mean,
just caught a stray, man.
Right, just a stray. Just caught a stray for no reason at all.
I know.
Just trying to describe it. That's it.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. I mean, come on, let's give him some love or something.
Yeah,
right
on.
Hey, what are you guys talking about today? Lakers 10-4, third in the West.
We were talking about a lot of stuff. We had Lakers.
Robot umps.
We kind of I got my Dalton Knecht take
Riff?
out there already. You know, with you. Yeah.
How about the Sixers? Anybody care about the Sixers? No.
Nope.
No,
Not
okay.
really.
All right. That's what got all windy, all hot and bothered. You should have a take for the Sixers for your new BFF.
Oh,
We're
that's
supposed
a
to
good
have
idea.
Mario in to talk about the
He's here.
LAFC.
Oh, yeah.
Patiently waiting back here.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, how nice. How lovely.
Yeah. We got a
How
bunch
wonderful.
of live reads we got to get in. I mean,
Oh.
we got stuff to do.
Sound more excited about that. They pay the bills. Come on.
They do.
do.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying we got a lot of live
Yeah.
reads to get in.
And yesterday, Momo.
That's a
So
good thing.
we got a lot of live reads.
Right. While George was out yesterday, in
See?
the middle of the show, I had Bergie sitting across from me. I had
Okay.
Wendy sitting to my left.
Whoa.
All of a sudden, it was a power room.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my nose starts running, man.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Nose starts running, and the next thing I know, I've got like this congestion thing happening. So now I got like a hanky sitting next to
Oh,
me.
thank
you're
God I
gross.
wasn't there.
And
And I gotta,
Windhorse is like, get the hell away from me.
Right, and I got to blow my beak. Listen to this.
Oh, what'd you do? Oh, my God. That was you?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
You just went for it, right? Live on air?
Here, listen.
An elephant.
So gross. I feel like I'm going to get sick just listening to that.
Tequila. I'm the only one who gets that. That was
I know,
really
that
funny.
was for you.
I
That
get
was
it.
for you.
Yeah. Do you know what that is? You guys, that's the shofar.
Yeah.
So
well,
that's
during
what
the
a shofar
high
sounds
holidays,
like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
George, you understand.
I do.
Do you love that I got that?
I
love
do,
that
and I did
got
that just for
too.
you.
Yeah, I agree.
for you.
Well, I mean,
What do you
people
got
don't know
going
what
on
we go
today
through.
other than the Lakers? Are you gonna?
You know what?
Are you gonna work the room?
Do you wanna
Cappy
know
likes
what
to
I'm
work
gonna
the
do?
room now. By the way.
You want to work the room with me? No,
Oh, wait a second. You didn't hear what happened between me and Rob Palenka, did you?
Oh no!
Oh
tell
yeah,
me.
you got to hear this.
That guy's got a good head of hair. Okay.
Rob Palenka and I are now, I'm not going to say BFFs.
Tell me.
I'm going to say we're extremely close.
Oh.
You want to know
Are
why?
you texting?
You want to know why?
No,
You're going to love
definitely
this. You're going to love this. You know that Rob Palenka and I were set up by common friends.
To do what?
To meet and say hello and get to know each other a little bit.
Was it a cute meet?
It was a very cute meet.
Cappy introduced himself and said, "Hey, I'm friends with so and so."
I said, "Hey," I said, "Coach Fisher told me
Steve
that he
Fisher
just
from
texted
Right, his guy
you,
from Michigan,
right?
right, yeah.
That he just texted
Yeah.
you that I was going to come say, yes, I've got the text. Coach Fisher said you're coming to see me.
Good
hey,
job.
good to be with you." And then next thing you know, we're hugging it out. We're talking about like,
Oh, you
where
were
I-
hugging it out?
Oh yeah, I got to go. I'm going to wherever Rob Palenka goes to buy all of his clothes. I'm going there.
You
I
cannot
want-
afford his clothes.
Okay, maybe not, but I'll go to Marshall's and I'll say to somebody at Marshall's, "See what this guy's wearing?
Like
Find
Rob
it here."
Palenka.
Get
You know
me
those-
this. Go to Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea,
that's good.
George.
Because he does not shop at Amazon. Okay.
No.
He is like that sweater he wears that you think is just a black sweater is probably $700.
Wow.
It's probably like finely knit. Cashmere, alpaca, wool, something, like he wears
Right.
very, very well made clothes.
Is it weird if one guy goes into a store with pictures of another guy and says, "I want to dress like this guy"?
Not at all. Go to Nordstrom, find the stylist, hand them pictures, and let her go to work. That's what these people do.
All right.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
it. Go for it.
Make
Love
it happen, Cappy.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm excited for you. You're moving up in the world, Cap. You're
Yeah, I'm
connecting.
getting there. Getting there.
You're rubbing off. So, George, you asked my plans. I told Mark Willard I would call into his show in 2 minutes, so I have to go. And I'm going to do that because he's an old friend of mine, and he works up
Right.
in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And, I always remember my old friends.
Right.
No matter
Tell
where
him
they
I
go.
said hello,
I
please.
will. I used to host with him a lot in the morning, then in that 10 to 12 slot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do his show. And then I told him, please keep it to one segment because I got a car and a nap with my name on it. And then I will be walking across the street, and we're going to eat some Doritos-themed food.
Yeah, I
You
heard
going
about
to
that.
your car to take a nap?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, Momo's a big car
I
nap.
love
Big
that.
car nap.
Oh, I love to do
Yeah.
that.
I
I do
find
that
a
all the time.
corner. I
This is
lean
for
the seat all
years.
the way down.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
I
do the
turn the
same
white
thing.
noise on. I put my
Yeah.
phone on silent. It's like,
Yeah.
good night, Irene. I
Yeah.
will see you in 45 minutes.
So
and
you know I
feel
had
so
too much
refreshed.
caffeine yesterday. It took me like 90 minutes to fall asleep.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst. No, the only problem I have is that I have these lashes on, and they get stuck to my eyeballs a
Oh,
little bit if I
yeah.
if I sleep with them on. Like kind of when you open your eye. I don't know.
Well, you look good. I'll
Thank
tell you
you.
that right
Yeah.
now.
After that nap, I might be a little, disheveled. See what I got to do to clean it up.
All right, go call Mark
All right.
Willard.
No, he's going to call me, and then he's going to go, Momo. Wow.
Hey, that's a hell of a job, man.
Yeah. All right. Was that,
See you, Momo.
Was that worthwhile? All
Yeah, it was great.
That
See
was
you guys.
fun.
Peace out.
Do it whenever you want. Just come in. Yeah.
It's either you or the car nap. Usually the car nap's going to win.
Yeah, that's fine. We
Can't
understand.
blame you.
I think Mario's
Cappy,
head's
tell them
gonna
about
explode.
Amazon real quick.
I would love to tell everybody about Amazon. So,
Mario Ruiz. Next.
hey, Mario's going to tell us all about Amazon too from BMO.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Amazon, we all know, like everybody uses Amazon every day of their lives. Tonight, we're all going to be using Amazon watching this NFL game, for those of you that are interested, Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, right? I mean, obviously, we're all going to be focusing in on the Lakers and Orlando. But Amazon now has Amazon Pickup, which allows you to send your orders to a secure pickup location that you can choose. So rather than your packages coming to your house or going to your apartment, they go directly to a secure pickup location like an Amazon locker or a counter. They have it waiting then for you so that you can pick your packages up on your own time. When your package arrives, you get a delivery email. It's a confirmation. It lets you know that the package is ready. There's instructions on picking it up. It's great for when you're out and about, especially now. We're going into the holiday season. Your schedule's going to get busy. You're going to go to work. You're going to be going to parties. You're going to have all kinds of things going on. Amazon Pickup is a great option for when you're not planning on being home when your packages are delivered. It's a secure and convenient delivery solution to pick up your Amazon packages and at no additional cost. Go to Amazon.com/pickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/pickupMVP to learn more.
I'm here with Dr. Monica Madden. Explain Invisalign to me, because I think when people see that word and they see the price tag, sometimes they get scared off, but it's actually a pretty big improvement. When I grew up, I had braces and I had those big metal brackets along my teeth. If I came to Beverly Hills Ortho in 2024, I don't necessarily need that metal, do I?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out with braces only, and then Invisalign came along, and it's like putting a plastic tray on your teeth, switching it out every week, and all of a sudden, months into it, your teeth are much straighter. Now, it feels like putting a glove on your hand. It's so comfortable, and it's easy. Like no emergencies, no pokey wires, no broken brackets. It's really straightforward and great.
Here's how you get in touch with Beverly Hills Ortho. Call this number, 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. That's 877-753-8736 or BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
NextGen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of five-star reviews online to prove it. Looking for an all-star deal on home comfort? Call NextGen. For just $14.99 a month, you'll score year-round coverage on all of your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. You heard it right. For just $14.99 a month, you'll experience coverage and comfort all season long. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a NextGen member, you'll enjoy complimentary multi-point inspections, cooling tune-ups, plumbing and safety inspections, and exclusive members-only savings. Plus, you'll have a VIP guaranteed 2-hour priority service appointment. Sign up today to become a NextGen VIP. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for comfort and reliability all season long. That's 833-3-NEXTGEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Max Bankman, I'm the new doctor.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
ABC Thursdays.
This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams.
I'm in.
From 911 executive producer Ryan Murphy comes a splashy new drama on a luxury cruise ship with Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson. It's your job to keep everyone alive.
She's in VFib. 1, 2, 3. Clear.
I have a pulse.
You're going to be okay.
Dr. Odyssey. Thursdays, 9/8 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Harry Douglas here for Technique's new noise-canceling True Wireless AZ80 earbuds. Techniques has been revolutionizing the audio game for almost 60 years. With multi-point connection of up to 3 devices at the same time, the AZ80s let you go from leading a meeting to listening to a podcast to taking a call seamlessly. Visit us.techniques.com/sports to shop for AZ80s now. That's us.technics.com/sports.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
ABC Wednesdays.
Y'all complain all day. We want books. We want paper towels in the classroom. Bet you want raises, too.
I'm still waiting on the paper towels.
Abbott Elementary returns with the new season.
We asked the district for more after-school programs. They gave us $50 for class pets instead.
Critics cheer. Abbott Elementary continues to be one of the funniest and most beloved shows on TV.
What y'all doing out there? Taking bribes? Proud of y'all.
Abbott Elementary, Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, come on now. There's Mario right there.
Yeah.
He'll be joining us in just a moment.
What's goody, what's goody, what's goody, fellas?
Yeah. What's goody, what's goody?
It's a live imaging Thursday here with Sedano and Kap. Mario Reese and Beto's in the house, too.
There you go. Hey, by the way, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala, award-winning artisanal small batch premium sippy tequila, founded by a couple of guys just like you, more like East Side Cappy. One from Jalisco, Mexico, the other one born and raised in SoCal. Down and downy with a vision to create a sippy tequila meant for sharing with friends and loved ones. You've heard us talk about it. You've seen us post about it. Those beautiful hand-painted round ceramic bottles. A conversation starter indeed, not unlike the nectar of the gods inside. Have you tried Tequila Mandala yet? Well, what the hell are you waiting for? The Blanco, the Reposado, the Añejo, or their Extra Añejo. Try it all. Elevate your tequila game today and make sure Tequila Mandala is with you at your next occasion. Holiday party, anniversary, birthday, carne asada. Celebrate with Tequila Mandala today and follow their journey on their social channels at Tequila Mandala. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. What up, Mario? What do we got?
This has got to be a first, right, Beto? Two Mexicans here in the studio taking over.
By themselves?
Else?
Yeah.
By themselves, exactly.
Nobody in the office today, that's why.
Hey, Mario.
Yeah, what's
Don't
up?
be scared, Cappy.
So I said to some friends the other day, I said, hey, what's goody, what's goody?
Mm-hmm.
And this one dude said to me, he said, what the hell is that?
Hey, that's something I made up. You know what I mean? I didn't get that from anybody else. I'm like the E40 of this radio station who has his own lingo. I come on with my own lingo. That's right. You can also say, what's upper? What's upper, guys? What's upper, fellas? You know what I mean? I say, what's goody?
But what's goody is a double what's goody. It's what's goody.
Yeah.
And so I used it, and this friend of mine said to me, he goes, you can't say that. And I said, why can't I say that?
It's got to be operator error on that one. You got to.
It's listener error because Cappy's coming with the new heat, and they're not ready for it.
Right.
Oh, really?
That's right. No, I've been trying to come up with all kinds of new stuff.
You know
like
who
I
has
say
lingo,
things
though?
like,
You know who has lingo is my son. My son gives me all the lingo from school, or I don't know where he learns it from. But he was watching Dalton Knecht, and he's like, he is him. And I was like, telling him, yeah, he's good. And I was talking about how good he is, da-da-da-da. And he goes, okay, Daddy, you don't need to be glazing him.
Oh,
damn.
No, he didn't.
DeAndre knows what that is?
Oh, I do.
All
Yeah,
the kids
man.
like, damn,
He told you not to glaze him?
Yeah, he's like, don't be glazing him. I was like, glazing him? That's a new one. Hold on. Tell me what that is.
Yeah.
So
then he broke it down.
Around. Cappy knows.
Did you tell him that's not goody, that's not goody?
You'd be like, Daddy, shut up.
Don't be glazing.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the LAFC game this weekend. But Dalton Knecht, that is the dude right there. Like, this guy's for real, right, George? Like, you can see it in his face.
He's the real deal.
He's not like out there like surprised that he's doing this. Like,
no,
you know what
I mean, if you like LeBron said, if you watched him play, he was a baller in college.
Yeah.
When we were on during the draft, right? Because the draft is on. By the way, shout out to Shohei Ohtani, wins his third MVP award. He just won that. That was just announced. But speaking of guys who've been the MVP for the Lakers recently, Dalton Knecht. Yeah, look, when he was drafted, Mario, we were on the air during the draft, and when I kept saying, like, he needs to fall to them. If he can fall to them, that's a home run pick for the Lakers. And then, Cappy was like, who is he? And I was explaining it, and I'm like, this guy is, like, perfect. It is exactly what they need, and it would make up for all the fans being upset that they didn't get Jaime Jaquez Jr. last year. because, he's a ready-made player, 23 years old, that can play right away, and that's what you need when you have LeBron and AD, and he has absolutely fulfilled that prophecy to this point.
And when he makes a three or he makes a shot, he's like, his face is not like, I'm surprised. Like,
no,
wow,
it's like,
I
got this.
I have LeBron on my team. He's like, nah, this is what I do. You know what I mean? So he's
he
not
shows
surprised.
up like wanting it too.
Yeah.
He did the Jordan shrug because he said he's the Jordan brand guy. So he's got all the brand.
And the best thing that happened to him is having, LeBron like be his number one
advocate.
fan.
Yeah,
advocate.
like dancing on the bench and stuff, like going
has
crazy.
All the confidence in him, like, hey, he needs to shoot. He needs to shoot.
Well, because think about it. LeBron has come here. The one thing the Lakers have really done a terrible job of in LeBron's tenure is, and he's talked about this numerous times, they haven't surrounded him with enough shooting in his career here. And if you look at all the other stops where he's won, Cleveland and Miami, I mean, he had a dearth of shooters. Like I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, he had so many different guys that he could go to. Mike Miller, James Jones, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver. Like, there was always dudes that could light it up. And the Lakers have always failed, in my opinion, to do that on a regular basis. Even the team that won the championship, I mean, they got hot in the bubble, but they were like 22nd going into the playoffs from 3-point land. So, like, yeah, this is finally them putting the right type of player around him besides AD.
And he's bringing like a new excitement to the purple and gold too, to like crypto.com, because we were in the suite, right, Cappy? And we were just having our own conversation. Everybody was in their own conversation. The suite was packed, and all of a sudden the crowd just keeps going wild and wild. I never heard crypto that loud in a long time. It was just jumping. Everybody's pumped for him.
He had 21 straight points, right?
Yeah, Mario said, he goes, I don't remember it being this loud in this building.
Yeah,
and it was going.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was going crazy that night. And it seems like
loud, man.
It seems like LeBron, in some ways, after that game on Tuesday night, took a little bit of credit because, like, the media was asking him after the game, like, how did he fall all the way to 17? And he's like, give me a break. He's like, all those other teams screwed up. And they're like, well, the Lakers did such a great job of scouting him and getting him at 17. He's like, and LeBron was like, no, actually, they didn't do a great job of scouting him. I scouted him. It was me. It was all me that scouted him at Tennessee. And then everybody started calling him a liar.
That's not what he said.
No, what did he say?
He said, you got the part right about where he said all the other teams bleeped up.
So close.
And then he says, but if you watch them at Tennessee, you know that he was that guy. You know what I mean?
Words in his mouth like AI does on the internet.
That's what Cappy does.
No, that's not what he said. I'm telling you what he said.
He said the other GMs messed up.
And then he said, I was scouting him at Tennessee.
Yeah, everybody that was watching Channel 2 on Saturday saw him at Tennessee.
Yeah, right. He was in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Except there was nobody.
Right. No, forget it.
Come on.
By the way, with Shohei, real quick, first DH to ever win.
Well, DH, yes, but, it's not just because of the bat. It's because of the base running. I mean, it's...
Right, but he's still the first DH to ever win the MVP.
I guess. Okay, whatever.
I guess? No,
yeah,
facts.
but I mean, I understand, but it's DH is if you're just hitting and he wasn't stealing bases.
Right, but DHs can steal bases, and there's nothing that like says
no,
you
but
can't
that's
steal
why
a
he's the
base if you're a
MVP, 'cause
DH.
he was
Right,
doing
but that's what it was. I mean, we call him a DH this year, and I understand what you're saying, but like to me, it was so much more than just DHing.
Right, but part of being a designated hitter is doing what you do on base.
Well, how many other people do anything close to that?
I mean, of course, there's not guys that can steal that many bases. I mean, I'm sure.
Cappy today. I like this.
I mean, what do you want me
I
to
got
say?
a cold,
I don't
Beto.
know.
I got a little bit of a cold,
Yeah.
No,
I gave it to you.
Don't be blowing your brains out on the speakers.
No wonder
on the
Cappy Cast
microphone
wasn't
there.
all feisty today, man.
You just blew the speakers of every single car throughout L.A. when you were blowing your
totally
nose
did.
live on the radio.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did super loud. Don't do that no more.
You want to hear it, Beto?
No, don't do it.
No, because they're making a promo.
Does everybody else make loud noises when they blow their nose?
Not me.
Yeah, but not on the radio.
Yeah, not when
No,
you're
but like, I mean,
working.
just generally, like, do you have a loud noise that you make when you blow your nose?
Yeah. By the way, Cappy, to go to
next.
you asked the point about stealing bases. The last DH that stole a lot of bases was Paul Molitor of the Milwaukee Brewers.
How long ago was that?
Let me see. Oh man,
Early
he stole
90s?
a lot of bases,
Early 90s,
dude.
yeah.
He stole even. Let me see. So he was the MVP, but not as a DH back then. He was still playing the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
He was averaging around like 30 to 25 to 40 bases a year on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. You're
So there
saying
you go.
he stole those many bases on a regular basis?
Correct. See.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure.
What's that say about the Dodgers, though, that they didn't even need their MVP in the World Series? Like, he didn't really impact the World Series like a lot of us thought he was going to be, and they still won it. That's crazy.
By the way, it's almost 4 o'clock, and we still haven't talked about LAFC.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it. Seattle Sounders. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, this weekend, Seattle Sounders at BMO Stadium. LAFC's beat them 4 times already this year. Haven't lost to them.
Right. And they used to be the dominant team in the West.
Yeah,
they've
always
the
been
Portland
a powerhouse in the Western Conference. They've won every single trophy there is to win in American soccer here. So, for LAFC to beat them 4 times in 1 year, like, are they going to do it a 5th time? That's kind of tough. Like in any sport, which team goes and plays against another team and beats them 4 times? Baseball, basketball, I don't care what sport it is. That is tough to do. So LAFC's got to do that.
the Denver Nuggets
weekend.
did it to the Lakers a bunch of times. So there's that.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. But LAFC's outscored them 8-1 so far this year. So it's going to be.
So don't let what happened to Messi and them happen to LAFC, where they were like dominated Atlanta United, and the poster child of the MLS this year is like gone. That's like terrible. I wanted to see Messi against the LAFC.
We all wanted to see that. I think MLS wanted that. I think Apple wanted that. All the fans wanted to see that around the world.
Everybody who had money invested in it. Yes,
I wanted to see LAFC in that MLS Cup final take down Messi with all eyes watching. That would have been the best thing ever for LAFC.
It would have been the best thing for MLS too.
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't they handle the business? They should have had the refs take care of things.
Yeah, that was a major letdown. Probably the biggest upset in MLS history, probably. And now Tata Martino, their head coach, he's out. He left.
Tata quit.
Yeah, he's done.
Tata's
yeah,
gone?
personal reasons.
Yeah, personal
mutual
reason.
parting. Yeah.
So that Inter Miami team that everybody was like, oh, they're going to win everything. I mean, they're turning a year older next year.
Right.
All those guys are pretty old. All the
LAFC is going to still be the king.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
DeAndre don't know no LAFC.
He don't know nothing about no LAFC.
Y'all confused.
He went with you, didn't he?
Yeah, all he knows about is the torta. He knows about the torta at LAFC. That's what he knows
What
about.
section? What section?
Oh, you know what Cappy had for the first time, Mario?
What do you have?
We went to Don Cuco, and he had a mulita.
Oh, it's good.
Of course.
Oh,
mulita.
That's a lot of cheese there, Cappy.
Yeah, I didn't know that when Don Cuco gave it to me. I had no idea there was so much queso. Pero it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
I saw that little
Los
tour you
Angeles.
guys went on. That was legit. Like those TJ tacos, they look
Oh, yeah.
real
Don
legit from
Cuco's
TJ.
They are. That's where they're from. That's where
Love
Don
it.
Cuco's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Cuco and I are close. Not as close as me and Wendy, but pretty close.
So, Mario, give the people one more shout-out on LAFC, where they can hear it this Saturday, 7:30 at BMO. They can watch it. But where can they hear it?
So the pregame coverage starts at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app. Like Saturday, we have like every single team, every single partner that's affiliated with the ESPN LA. They're all playing on Saturday. So it's a busy day here at the station and on the ESPN LA app. So go click on the app, and you're going to open it up, and you're going to see like about 20 squares on there of different games going on. So just click on the square that you want to listen to. LAFC against Seattle is going to be on there. Make sure you check that out. And, it's going to be on. I mean, LAFC just got a deep roster right now. That's the thing. LAFC is healthy, rolling with a deep roster right now. And that's what it takes to win it all. It's like you can put out a starting 11. A lot of teams in the playoffs, they can put out a solid starting 11. But when it comes to halftime, and then the coach gives that halftime speech, which is always super, super important in soccer because the game is so quick. So the coach can't really make any changes within the game. But at halftime, when you make that halftime adjustment, that halftime speech, and then you go to your bench and you put in those players off your bench and you have all those options like LAFC do, that's a championship team right there. So that's what LAFC got, and that's why LAFC is right at number one in the West.
All right. So win and go to the finals, huh? Take on Atlanta?
LAFC against Seattle Sounders.
Right. But then if they win, they go to the finals, yes?
If they win this game here, the next one is the big
Western
one.
Conference
the
final.
Western Conference final against
Okay.
the winner of Minnesota United and LA Galaxy.
Oh. Okay, I would not have known that.
El
Okay.
Tráfico.
Which,
that would be amazing.
I've talked to the players. I talked to the players about possibly doing that game, possibly going to the MLS Cup, because if LAFC do go to the MLS Cup, it's going to be here at BMO Stadium. And I've talked to them about that, but they don't want to hear that. They're all focused, and they're like, if we lose on Saturday, there is no game against Galaxy. There is no MLS Cup.
Yeah, you got to stay about the match in front of you.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's saying the right things, and everybody's well-rested because there was an international break here just 2 weeks ago. And then for those teams in the West that actually swept the first round, like the Galaxy, they had 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
And the Galaxy were rolling in these playoffs. And then they got 3 weeks off. So is that a good thing or a bad thing for a team?
Yeah, rest versus rust.
3 weeks off.
Yeah, so LAFC has 2 weeks off, and then like other teams that swept, they have 3 weeks off. So you know that's going to be brought up. If those teams get knocked out in this next round, they're going to be like, oh, we had 3 weeks off and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, there you got it.
There you go, Cappy. That'll be your talking points.
Those will be my talking points. If LAFC loses, believe me, I'm going to raise a big stink, about how much time off they had. Not fair.
But, hey, we got tickets, though. If anybody wants to come out to that game on Saturday,
Wait, we got Lakers.
Beto, you do not.
We got Lakers on Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. If anybody wants to come out, the listener right now, if you're listening, you want to come to that game, we're looking for caller number 7 right now. You get a pair of tickets to see LAFC against Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference semifinal right here at BMO Stadium.
BMO. Caller 7, eh?
Sí, 7, Cappy. Yes. The great Mario Ruiz, the great Beto Duran.
Bye.
Thank you guys for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Good hair day today for you, by the way, Beto. Real good hair day.
Yeah. There you go. There's Mario on the way out and his music.
Yeah.
There you go, Cappy.
Was goody. Yeah.
You're listening to KSP in Los Angeles. All right, quick break. Cappy, tell them about your home away from home because we just haven't had a clock today. We've just been doing
there is no clock today.
Sedano and Kap podcast today. But go ahead.
It's just long format today. Hey, the East Central Hotel downtown. So I was in the East Central this past week for a couple of nights. I stayed in the Mamba room, which is the Kobe Bryant room. Every room has this great contemporary art. So a painting of one room is Kobe, one room is Wayne Gretzky, one room is like Steven Tyler, one room is Madonna. Those are the ones that come to mind right off the top of my head. Great furnishings. But really, the reason you want to stay at the East Central is there's a few, but I'll start off with this. One location. Right across the street from LA Live, right across the street from Crypto.com, right across the street from the Grammy Museum. I mean, all the shows, all the games, all the things are happening right there in the heart of downtown LA. Also, the other thing is the biggest rooms. You look at all these big, tall hotel skyscrapers in downtown LA that have just popped up in the last 15 years or so. They packed as many rooms into these hotels as they can so they can make as much money as they can. These are the biggest rooms of any hotel in downtown LA. And while you're in those really big rooms, check out those super soft towels. It's the club, and I say club, it's a lounge, Nixo. I eat breakfast there in the morning, a cocktail at night, the brand new gym. And again, it's the size of the rooms and it's the location of the hotel, the East Central in downtown LA. It is the perfect spot for dinner, for drinks. If you're going to stay overnight because you're going to a show or a game, book your room, 213-748-1291, 213-748-1291, East Central Hotel in downtown LA, entertainment's official address.
Hey, football fans, what's better than cheering on your team with an ice-cold glass of Stella Rosa in hand? How about scoring the ultimate experience at the biggest college football game of the season with an ice-cold Stella Rosa in hand? That's right, Stella Rosa is giving you the chance to win 2 tickets, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. So what are you waiting for? Head to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter today, courtesy of Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly, must be 21 or older to enter.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, Whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gat today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergat.com.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz, because we're not going to have much time for anything else.
All right. Well, I just want to say what you need to know is that our two winners, Vincent Leon and Jaime Melendez, congratulations. You guys won tickets to see LAFC against Seattle in the playoffs at BMO on Saturday. So congrats, guys. Have fun.
All right, cool.
That's it, huh?
That's what you need to know, Cappy.
You need to know more than that, Cappy?
No, it's just that George and I, for some reason today, completely, without even discussing
first of all, it was Momo. She overpowered us.
Oh, my gosh,
Right.
Momo
She did
was just
overpower
like...
us.
There was a lot of Momo energy in
Hurricane
here.
Momo.
She steamrolled us.
She was the up in the Pacific Northwest this week. They had what they call a bomb cyclone.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so which is still affecting Northern California, I believe, as we speak. Yeah, it was the Momo bomb cyclone that came through, and then Beto and Mario tag teamed us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we've just we just let the guests kind of do their thing.
Yeah. And I think I feel like I heard Mike Trudell's voice all of a sudden from out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I would never try to overpower.
Oh, Michael!
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm here to be a clear number 3 today. Okay.
Oh well, let's do this. Let's how about we just do a quick little segment here with Michael, and then we break, and then we can kind of catch up a little bit. What do you think, Captain?
I think it's a great idea. Go for it.
All right. So, Michael, put in context Dalton Knecht and his start or his most recent play. How about that?
I think the most proper context is that you are very rarely going to get a first-round pick that fits in right away to a actual playoff contending type team right away as fluidly as Dalton Knecht fits in with this Laker team. And, George, it's funny. You and I are very aligned, I think, on how we view the NBA. Like when we text each other about stuff around the league, it's not like, oh, I think this, I think George is going to disagree. It's more like we're kind of tag teaming on whatever the bit that's going around. But I heard you say something last segment that I totally disagreed with.
Okay.
And
Get
that
him,
was
Trudell. Get him.
It was basically about the whole putting shooting around LeBron and like just shooting. And
well, no, it's not just shooting. I said the Lakers have done a terrible job of putting good shooters around him.
And that's where we disagree. And they literally won the title, right? By putting guys
that
that
bubble,
can play
come
both,
on,
you have to play
Trudell.
both ways, George.
Mike,
ways.
they were the 22nd ranked three-point shooting
And they-
team going into the bubble,
and
and
what
then everybody in the league shot well above their average in
Get
the
ready,
bubble.
Trudell.
No,
You're going to get yelled
they had
at.
plenty
Get
of
ready.
guys that could knock you. All you have to
Get him,
do is
George.
be able to
Michael,
knock down
get him,
threes.
George.
Go
Danny
look
Green,
back at the bubble.
KCP,
Everybody was shooting
Kuzma,
threes.
Caruso.
Anthony Davis was shooting 40% from three.
First of all, everybody in the bubble got into a rhythm.
That's my
because they played in the
point.
same rhythm.
Get
But
him,
it did-
Trudell.
But they were the best team in the league the whole year while
Okay.
shooting quote unquote poorly from
Sure,
three. It's
but
about
that's
two-way
an out-
play.
That's
two-way
an
play.
outlier situation.
Get him, George.
No,
Get
it's
him.
about two-way play. Denver won the title by also not being a good three-point shooting team.
I don't know about
Yes,
that.
they did. They were last in
Get
the
him,
league
Trudell.
in makes.
Get him, Mike.
It's
They
about
but
being
they're
able
also
to
were
hit.
towards the bottom in attempts too.
Well, here, let me bring it. We can debate this further later because it's a fun one, and I'd prefer to have you in person for it. But the reason I brought it up in the context of Knecht, he's not just a shooter.
No, he's more than that. He's off the bounce.
And
Yeah.
if you have just a guy that can shoot, that guy can basically be face guarded away in the postseason.
He's a legit.
And
He reminds me. I know somebody was saying that we're only comparing him to white guys, but I mean, whatever. Like he shoots the
kinda
ball
what we
really
do.
well, huh?
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
Yeah, we do. We're like, oh, wait, he's white, so he's kind of like Larry Bird. That's kind of what we do.
No. What they said was his shooting motion is similar to Larry Bird. Here's what I would say. I will compare him to a white guy because people won't remember what this guy was like early in his career. But Mike Miller had a lot of what Dalton Knecht has at this stage when he came out of the University of Florida. And he was a lottery pick, a top 5 pick. Like, he had a lot of this bounce when he was playing with the Orlando Magic as a young player, and it just wasn't on the Lakers. But he had very similar bounce to what Dalton Knecht has, and obviously always an excellent shooter.
See, I'm going to go in a different direction.
Okay.
Now this is a kind of a bit of a blast from the past, and you guys remember like early career Rashard Lewis, like when he played for Seattle.
Yeah, but he's not tall enough, I feel like, to be Rashard.
But here's the thing: if you closed out hard to Rashard Lewis early in his
he could
career,
drive past you, no doubt.
Could drive
By
past
the way,
you
Ray Allen, not that I'm comparing him to Ray Allen, also was incredible off the dribble early in his career.
Yeah, Ray, of course, was such an overall gifted scorer, but like that's what's great about Knecht is that if you close out to him hard, and this is where he's different from Kyle Korver or Doug McDermott, right, or even JJ to an extent. Dalton can go right by you in 2 steps and two-hand dunk at the rim. And now, is he as good defensively as Rashard Lewis? No. I think he can improve there, but like that, he's a complete offensive threat. And when you put him on the court next to, it's typically going to be either LeBron or AD or both are out there, either Reeves or Russell or both are out there. He's not your top guy that you have to pay attention to, and then he can really hit the defense. So like that to me, George, is why it's such a seamless fit.
I'll make a football-basketball comparison.
But listen, I know you got to protect your employer, but they've done a terrible job of putting shooting around the
Wow, that got personal real quick.
Out of it. We just
that got personal.
Shooting overall.
I mean, let's just be real.
That's personal real quick right there, Mike.
Hey, listen, Cappy.
Get him, Trudell.
Get him.
That's not the first time. All right, listen,
you
weren't around before when I used to make that claim every day with Trudell.
And the shooting is where I've been pushing back for years on the shooting. Like LeBron doesn't just need shooting around him, he needs athletic guys that can play 2 ways at this stage of the career, I believe. Not just a guy that's sitting out there shooting. You can find those guys at the Y that'll just sit out beyond the three-point line and shoot. You have to have a complete basketball player in the modern NBA.
You hear that, D? You hear that? You can find those guys at the Y, like in your men's league. That's how easy it is to find those guys.
Tony Farmer.
Right.
That's right.
Tony Farmer, brother. That guy right there.
I just prefer a 2-way guy to a simply just a shooter. That's all.
But let me just
I wasn't referring to him as just a shooter. I'm just saying that he actually can shoot the ball as opposed to many of the Lakers who have been here during the 6 years of LeBron.
In football terms, he is Bo Nix. In other words, you have a guy who made it all the way through school. You had a guy who had an excellent college career. Even though in Dalton Knecht's case he had to go through. I mean, Bo Nix also started at Auburn, went to Oregon. Dalton Knecht finished at Tennessee after his years at Northern Colorado. But you have a 23-year-old, I hate to call them a grown man, but you have somebody who's much more developed. And so, I talked about this yesterday with Wendy. Why would teams at the top of the draft not take a player who can come in and contribute immediately rather than taking a 19-year-old kid from France?
Because they want high ceiling as opposed to.
And
but I think what's happened is you've seen teams that believe that they are quote unquote contenders or whatnot take the more ready-made player. I think that's been a more recent phenomenon for sure.
I found it fascinating on Tuesday night when you had D'Angelo Russell, Dalton Knecht, Gabe Vincent, Christian Coloco and Max Christie on the floor at the same time, and Dalton Knecht had 24 points, and the next highest scorer on the floor was D'Angelo Russell with 4 points. I mean, he was the guy on Tuesday night.
Yeah, he was incredible, and Mike did an excellent job interviewing him afterwards. I saw it on SportsCenter. So
he was very cute, by the way, Mike. Did you look at him and go, he's a cute kid?
That wasn't my first thought.
Oh, because I looked at him and I thought, he's a cute kid.
Hey, you know what's cute is going to break on time, which we again failed to do.
Just
but
cannot
Cappy,
do it.
Stick around, Michael. Tell them about your friends at Ocean Subaru, Cappy.
I'll tell you one thing I want to say about Ocean Subaru is this. You're going to find that we're going to put some videos out here real soon about the Subaru vehicles and the one that I'm driving. I love them, because they look small on the outside, but they're very roomy and spacious on the inside. They've got all the modern technology that you would obviously expect in a 2024 or a 2025, but they're the safest vehicles on the road. And right now, it's the Share the Love event, and it's in its 17th consecutive year. And this year at Subaru, we plan to get up to $320 million. Last year, it was like $250. This year, we're going to get it up to $320. Time to celebrate the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event, and my friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton are going to really, really help you out. Ocean Subaru is conveniently located at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway. Here's their website, oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. I'm driving the Crosstrek right now. I love the all-wheel drive. The entertainment, you talk about like a big old iPad and screen right in the middle of it for you. Super safe, because I'm going to be packing my kids in here in the next couple of days, even though they're young adults. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, oceansubaruoc.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, they make you smile at every mile.
Martin Lawrence, the Y'all Know What It Is tour. You know you gaining weight when you walk and you feel like somebody following you. Friday, December 6th at Crypto.com Arena. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming-LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming-LAX.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Since 1949, Norm's has been serving up great food and great value. Celebrate 75 years with our anniversary menu starting at $7.99. Enjoy delicious classics like the country sausage biscuit breakfast, double cut pork chop dinner, and T-bone steak trio. Norm's, where life happens.
You're busy enough this season without having to get up on a ladder to clean out your gutters. Whether you're tired of unclogging gutters or don't even know what your gutters look like, it's time for a permanent solution you can depend on with Leaf Filter. For Black Friday, don't miss your last chance to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters during Leaf Filter's most anticipated sale of the year at leaffilter.com/amber. Clogged gutters aren't just a nuisance. They can cause extensive problems like flooding, roof damage, rotting siding, foundation issues, and more. Leaf Filter uses award-winning patented technology to keep out everything but water. Call today to schedule your free gutter inspection and get a no-obligation free estimate. And don't miss out on your last chance of the year to save up to 35% off when you protect your gutters with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system. Schedule your free inspection at leaffilter.com/amber. That's their lowest price of the year, up to 35% off at leaffilter.com/amber. See representative for warranty details.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, get physical, Cappy.
Let's get physical, yeah. I want to get physical. Now, Olivia Newton-John, R.I.P.?
What?
I didn't kill her, did I?
I don't remember. Hold on.
Did I just kill Olivia Newton-John?
She might have passed away. I don't know.
She died like a year or two ago, like recently.
Yeah, 2022. She did pass away.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want you to kill her. You know, she was
No, R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John. Used to love her.
A lot of
especially
people,
in Greece.
A lot of people have said, "Let me hear your body talk" to Cappy.
Oh, you know that's the truth. You know it. Later in Greece, though, when she put on the black leather pants and had the curly hair, oh my God. As like a 10-year-old kid, forget about it, man.
You're the one that I love?
You know it. You're the one that I want, baby.
All right, Michael, you want to talk some football with us?
Football.
Well, first of all, I would love for you guys just go about your usual bit. You haven't really got a chance to catch up each other. I'll pitch in where needed, and I'm certainly football prepared.
Yeah, of course you are. I'm sure. All right, Lindsay,
he's getting ready. He's getting ready for his Bears-Vikings this weekend.
I know. By the way, I have Bears-Niners in a couple of weeks. I'm doing that game on ESPN Radio.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Your play-by-play?
Oh, hell yeah.
Can we get you to sneak in a couple phrases?
Maybe. Easier during basketball, I got to be honest with you.
I do believe, though, that Terminal H should be a line that you use in all sports. And when somebody
how do you work that into
I'll
football,
explain it to you. You ready? Just like this.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, last week when Cooper Kupp caught that touchdown pass, it was like a 69-yarder when New England was bringing everybody and they had nobody in the back.
He missed an opportunity to say nice, at least there.
69-yarder. Very good, Lindsay. Very good. Very good. But when he makes that play, and Cooper Kupp is on his way to Terminal H because nobody's going to get him.
Work in football.
No, it does work. It works just fine.
I feel like I don't know.
The one I got you, the one I did when I was in Dallas that one time, he shot it from Terminal H, and it was funny because then my partner's like, "Is that the terminal where your flight is leaving from?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, right. Of course. No, Terminal H. That's your thing. That's your thing. Terminal
H. During the Bronny game the other day, I said somebody shot from Santa Monica from way down, from far away.
Terminal H is better.
Yeah. No, I know, but it's a local reference.
I get the local reference, but
maybe next time I'll say Downey,
Nah, I don't think so.
We love Downey.
You should say from down and Downey, just like me.
From down and Downey.
just
like my friends at Tequila Mandala. Anyway, Cappy. All right, let's, DeAndre, just play some football music here.
Football.
Because we were supposed to do this like 2 days ago. We didn't do it.
What did we do?
I just want to say that I was so excited to watch the Thursday night. Well, not excited to watch the Browns lose, but I was excited to watch it on an actual TV this time because we have these old TVs in the studio. So I bought a brand new Roku stick, plugged it in, all ready to go. Like, yes, it works. And they sent me a freaking bum remote. Fresh out of the package, I changed the batteries twice, and it doesn't work. So I can't. Now I have to go back to the iPad once again this week.
Wow.
Bummer. All right, let's go through these quickly here.
All right.
NFL overreactions after Week 11. Overreaction or proper reaction, Cappy? We'll start with you.
Okay.
The Lions will win the Super Bowl.
Hey, that's a hell of a job, man.
Let me get a kick-ass on 3, please.
How about a little kick-ass on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Kick-ass.
Now, they are the favorite at the moment in Vegas.
I would say of all the teams that I've seen so far this year, Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, Philadelphia, you name it, I think Detroit's the best team in the NFL. In terms of them winning the Super Bowl, I don't think it's an overreaction.
Okay. I don't think it's an overreaction either, but I will say this. If I were picking a team to win the Super Bowl, I do feel like it's Josh Allen in Buffalo's year. Maybe I'll be wrong about that, but if he played the Lions, he would be the best player on the field. So I would take my chances with him in that scenario. Michael, Lions win the Super Bowl?
I mean, they're certainly among the teams that could do so, but I would absolutely take the field. I come from a spot of watching Jared Goff in enough games where if you really ramp up pressure on him,
not
he
great.
Doesn't handle it as well, and I think that just losing Aiden Hutchinson was tough. Like they've been able to rally around the flag so far, but he was incredible, right? Didn't he have the #1 pressure rate in the NFL?
Yes, he
before
did.
he went down. So I would lean towards some other teams that I've seen do it before, but would any of us be surprised if Detroit went all the way? I don't think so.
Yeah. Cappy mentioned him earlier. Bo Nix is in the offensive rookie of the year running. Cappy, overreaction or proper reaction?
I don't think it's an overreaction in any way. I mean, Bo Nix has surprised so many of us. The first 3 picks in the draft were all quarterbacks. And then when Denver took Bo Nix later down the board, people were like, ooh, wow, Bo Nix, I don't know. I didn't know that he was going to be drafted that high. And Bo Nix, who knew that he'd actually be the starter right away? And he's had some really big games, including last week. Denver was very impressive. Denver's a 6-5-ish kind of football team right now. They've got a coach who's got all the experience. They've got a young up-and-coming quarterback. I don't think it's far-fetched at all to think that Bo Nix should be in the running for the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Bo Nix is now a plus 300, according to most books, so he's kind of creeped up a little closer. Jaden Daniels, though, is the clear front runner on that one, Mike.
Yeah, but that's why it's far-fetched. That's why it's far-fetched, because the gap between Jaden Daniels and everybody else is huge. And I also want to throw some Brock Bowers love in there.
Brock Bowers has been really good lately.
Yeah,
he's been great. Awesome. I mean, but I will say this, Jaden Daniels, we're all going to remember the Hail Mary. And we're all seeing how unbelievably athletic he is. but I just don't know. Is Washington going to hold on? Are they as good as I thought they were a few weeks ago? I mean, their schedule's not very hard. Coming up, they've got the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Saints. That should be 3 straight wins. And their schedule's pretty soft. Maybe he will.
Yeah, it's going to help him.
All right, so next. Oh, Cappy. The worm has turned.
Uh-oh.
Justin Herbert, an MVP candidate? Question mark, Cappy?
I would say should be.
Mm-hmm.
I would say should be an MVP candidate. You know, I mean, he's got the Chargers right now sitting at 7-3. Yes, they've run off 4 straight wins. Yes, I have told you that I'm impressed that they're winning because these are games they might have lost in years past. But I've also told you that the last 4 teams that they've beaten are a combined 12-30. But when you have your team positioned like this, at least right now, we'll see what happens, what we're talking about next week when they play Baltimore. And by the way, if they beat Baltimore, who's been, obviously, we know, inconsistent, even though good, if they beat Baltimore, yes, I think Justin Herbert is in the conversation.
Yeah, I think that changes things. At the moment, I would call him a fringe candidate at best. He has the 7th best odds at the moment, Mike.
I feel like the MVP for the Chargers this year has been Jim Harbaugh. That's what changed, right? We've always known that Herbert had the talent and things like that, but
great win.
When we have the in the conversation thing, George, it's so easy to qualify in throwing anybody because we can have a conversation about anybody, but is he going to be close enough to Josh Allen to have it be real, or even Lamar secondarily? I don't think so.
Hey, by the way, Mike, you're right. Look, you have a real coach now, in Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy who, when he shows up in the locker room, everybody goes, hey, we know who this guy is, follow his lead, versus little Brandon Staley from last year. But I will just say, when you say that that's the only difference, when you think back to who they had at wide receiver last year versus who they have at wide receiver this year, that kind of shows you how truly special a guy like Herbert is, because he doesn't have the experienced, veteran, $30 million a year receivers that he had last year. Who, by the way, who were always hurt as well.
True. You could give Harbaugh some of that credit, though, right? For establishing the run, like the attitude, the defense, you know what I'm saying?
And you could also say that the Chargers were like, hey, why are we paying these guys all this money when they can't stay healthy? Screw them. Get them out of here.
Screw them.
All right. That is our...
That's it? That's all you got?
That's it. Well, we don't have a lot of time, Cappy. We got to...
Well, that's because you blew up the clock.
Yeah, we got to play Radio Tinder.
Cappy's used to having the Cap 10 where he can really roll on the NFL.
I mean, we just did a bunch of segments without any real
I mean, don't forget we did an hour straight with Ramona.
I mean, yeah, she was on fire. Good Lord,
she steamrolled us today. She really did.
She did. She bulldozed us. Cappy, let's talk about PrizePicks tonight. So, real simple. Listen, download the PrizePicks app. Okay, use the promo code Cappy, Kappy. You got a $5 play, you get a $50 bonus. You can get your money back in as quickly as 15 minutes, once you win some cash or whatever money is left in your particular account. It's the only place to get action in the state of California if you want sports. I mean, it is the place to be, and it's as simple as more or less on a particular player's stat line.
What do you guys think about LeBron tonight? Anybody got any strong opinions? I'll give you some numbers. You tell me what you think. LeBron tonight, 22.5 points, more or less.
Against Orlando, I'm going to go more.
Well, let me give you a different play. How about this one? How about LeBron tonight, 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists, more or less?
Cappy, they've got these lower because Orlando kind of likes to have a street fight out there, right?
Yeah,
they crunch it up,
a
they
slower
defend,
pace,
lower scores.
I would go more on the points. I don't know if I'd do all 3 of those categories. I think I'd go less on all 3 of the categories.
How about Anthony Davis tonight? More or less 29.5 points? By the way, that's a demon pick, which means you'll get even better odds.
Right. So you've got Mo Wagner, right? Because Wendell Carter is out. Who else is one of their big men? They got Jonathan Isaac.
Batazze is their center right
now. Goga Batazze. Anthony Davis can cook all those guys, man.
All right, well, I'm looking to play tonight. And if anybody has any super smart ideas, do me a favor. When you make your plays on PrizePicks, download PrizePicks, use the code Cappy, Kappy, make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus whether you win or lose. Click the share button and tweet it to me and George so that we can see your PrizePicks play for tonight. PrizePicks, run your game. Yeah.
Miss the good old days when everything was more affordable? Well, Kia of Carson is bringing them back. Black Friday deals are here all month long.
This is your chance to save thousands on the exciting Kia lineup, including the new EV, hybrid, and plug-in models. Or you can enjoy deals on classics like the rugged Telluride, the sporty K5, and the all-new K4 sedan. Whatever you need, Kia of Carson most likely will have it in stock as one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country. Head over now or online at KiaofCarson.com. Hurry in for best selection.
Insurance claim. Those two words used to instantly manifest a pit in my stomach. In fact, I get flashbacks of being lowballed and made to feel like a criminal. And of course, just being ignored. No insurance company is in a rush to fairly compensate clients, even though they unabashedly take our money every year. All of that's behind me now, and I'm never going back thanks to Avner Gatt. Dealing with insurance companies is all they do. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional licensed public insurance adjusters in California, and many of these people used to work for insurance companies. The team at Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle your claim. You also have some Avner Gatt adjusters with experience in handling hazardous materials, where asbestos and lead testing was their profession. Some of them used to work at law firms handling bad faith claims. Trust me, they know how to deal with any insurance claim dispute. Avner Gatt covers all of Southern California with a real passion for helping people, which becomes all the more obvious when you realize Avner and his family are still the ones answering the phones. So whatever unfortunate occurrence led you to the insurance claim and subsequent abusive relationship, being lowballed, ignored, judged, know that Avner has your back. And if somehow I still haven't convinced you, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Call today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256 and online at avnergatt.com.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on November 23rd and 24th. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. SGC and PSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars, and free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, November 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Los Angeles, your Rams are back home for another primetime matchup under the lights of Sunday Night Football to take on the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday, November 24th. All eyes will be on the Rams as Matthew Stafford and Kyron Williams go head-to-head against Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. The stage is set for a primetime matchup you won't want to miss. Grab your tickets today at therams.com/PHI. Again, that is therams.com/PHI. To watch your LA Rams face off against the Eagles on Sunday, November 24th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the propane tank on your grill first before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up. Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Yeah. Beat-up-boo. Yeah, George, get into it. Yeah, come on, get ready, come on. Dee-da-ba-ba-dee-da.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Yeah.
By the way,
Trudell
man.
wants in.
I mean, the harmony between you two there was so Beach Boys and Eagles-like that I just decided to stay out of it.
Stayed out, huh?
Trudell, are you like a Rocky guy, Creed guy? Like, you watch those movies?
Yeah, I've seen them all. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a while since I saw the
Cappy hasn't
originals.
watched the Creed movies.
No, I think I got done when Sly beat Tommy the Machine Gun. I think that was kind of like my last one.
multiple movies after that.
Yeah.
So
that was
there's
it for me.
The first Creed was really good, I thought.
Yeah.
Michael
There
B. Jordan.
was so after Rocky beats Tommy Gunn, I believe that was Rocky 5. They did a Rocky Balboa movie, which I believe I've already referenced here recently, which is when he fought Antonio Tarver played a guy named Mason the Lion Dixon.
Yeah.
And it was basically the Mike Tyson fight that we
I
just
never saw that.
It's a very similar, and Max Kellerman is in that movie. It's hilarious. It's awesome. And then the next one were the Creed movies after that. So, which
I got some
Rocky
catching
is
up to
only
do.
in the first two.
Yeah, I got some catching up to do, George.
You got to watch the Creed. Cappy, you would like the Creed movies.
I may download the Creed movies on Netflix and watch them on this flight that I'm about to go on.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Long flight.
He's going to watch The Wire first. He already promised.
Oh, wait, Mike. Last night, I turned on The Wire, episode 1, season 1. I'm about 8, 9, 10 minutes into the first episode. My girlfriend goes, "This is boring. Let's turn it off."
Well, you do need to commit to watching the full episodes.
Okay, well,
it's
I will.
not like social media, but yeah, just forget your girlfriend, Cappy. Okay,
I can't forget her.
Between you
it's
and The Wire.
hard. I know.
No, in terms of TV viewing, this is you got to do this for me.
All right, you got it. I will. I did. I started last night.
Well, kinda.
Well, I started.
Yeah.
My heart was in the right place.
Okay.
You know what's a really good thing that you should watch, Cappy?
Tell me.
The Music by John Williams documentary that I just watched. It just came out. It's very good.
Who's John Williams?
He's a legendary composer for films, which I don't really care about that kind of thing. Like, okay, cool. He did like Home Alone and Star Wars. Awesome. I just turned it on because I watch every documentary because I'm just a sponge for knowledge. And I cried in it like 3 times. Just this guy and the story of how he like went from being a composer in general to like composer of scores for movies, and it was just incredible. Like, I guess you don't realize how much a soundtrack makes a movie.
What's that on?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, let me check that out.
It's
Oh,
really,
well.
really, really good.
You know I got problems with Disney Plus. I mean,
oh, listen.
can't get my free account. ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu. I can't do any of it.
You want to know the difference between you and Mike Trudell? Mike Trudell has already had a couple of issues, shall we say, like logging into the portal, whatever. He actually calls IT and
I don't
waits
have time
and
for
talks
that.
to people.
Now,
and
did
gets
it
solved.
work, Cappy, when I called IT? No.
No.
30 minutes of my life I won't ever get back. But I am committed, and I will call again tomorrow. And this time I'm in it for the long
He
haul.
got his blue badge today, so it's like,
There you go.
Yeah, that was
woo,
exciting.
congrats.
By the way, this segment brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agave is available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. So visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. Go ahead, Linz.
All right, so I got time for one really quick here, and it's about Black Friday. So according to Forbes, the sentiment and the popularity around Black Friday has significantly dropped, with sales last year from the previous year going down 15% in general, according to their survey. They also said that people no longer associate the sales events with an emotional hook. And so people just don't feel that it's any different from any other year-round sale or promotion. So I don't know. I've also noticed a couple stores, like major stores that used to open early, like on Thanksgiving for Black Friday, are now going back in time and closing and not staying open for Thanksgiving because, they want people to be with their families. So are you guys Black Friday deal shoppers, or is anyone
No.
in your family?
Swipe left. I'm out.
No Black Friday? You've never done it?
Nope, never.
All right, Cappy?
I'm with George. I'm going to swipe left. I've never done Black Friday. I will admit one thing, though, and tell me if this is right or wrong. I marked my calendar for December 3rd. Apparently, that's the day that you should book flights. Like, it's kind of the Black Friday of the airlines. Is that true or false?
I've never heard that.
Nobody's heard of this before?
I've heard that the Saturday after Black Friday is Small Business Saturday, but that would be a different. That's the
Is that then Cyber Monday on that following Monday?
Well, that used to be a thing, but I don't know.
It's not a thing anymore.
I guess
huh?
it's all just like one big giant sale.
Yeah.
Trudell, what about you? Like you or your wife, Black Friday people?
Not really. I mean, I think this is just, I don't know if it's just Amazon, but we can get whatever we want whenever we want now, generally speaking.
And cost is no issue to you guys.
Well, not we. I mean, we as the public.
I'm kidding.
Yes. My wife does say, like, I'm hard to shop for because if I want something, I'll just get it, And so, no, I'm not really. And I think George and Cap, you probably like this too. I don't really want to wait in line for a long time.
Right.
Not to the
Wait in line
extent
for
of
what?
Ireland. Ireland won't wait in line, period, for anything. So, like, if it's something that I really need, I'll wait in line. But I don't know what that would be, George.
Yeah.
I mean, I never
by the way,
shop for
Cappy,
anything.
On December 3rd, I've got, this is what Reddit says.
Yeah.
It says, no, you're 4 months out. If you're 4 months out from the period when you want to travel, the prices will only go up from there. There's nothing magical about December 3rd or any other milestone date on airlines.
Okay.
4 months. 4 months
you go.
when you want to travel is the move.
Sorry, Cappy.
4 months.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bad thing for a guy who's a chronic procrastinator. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, sometimes nowadays, like if you wait, you
Set an alarm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did. I put December 3rd on my calendar.
Right, but change it to 4 months out from when you want to travel.
All right, let me think about that for a second.
Okay.
All right, we'll wait.
I was going to say, do you have like specific dates, or are you just going to go crazy and buy a bunch of flights on December 3rd?
Yeah, I was going to buy a bunch of stuff on December 3rd. I really was.
Well, you know what? While you wait, let me talk about my friend Jacob, because Dr. Clapper's going to join us in a second. So imagine you're in an Uber or Lyft, sitting in the back seat, driving to your destination, and then bam, you're injured in a car accident. Yep, you got to call Jacob right away. 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. But it's not just any kind of car accident when you're in an Uber or Lyft accident. Completely different than a normal wreck. Your driver's covered by Uber or Lyft, so not only are you dealing with the other person's insurance, you need to speak with the rideshare company insurance too. You need an expert. That's why you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you, because he is an expert when it comes to handling Uber and Lyft accident cases. Years ago, Jacob and his team took on these cases before all the other attorneys, so Jacobs understands all the nuances involved in these particular accidents. So listen, if you prefer to meet face-to-face, Jacob and his team can come to you, or you can go to Jacob's office. There's one right down the street from us. So if you're injured in any kind of rideshare accident, call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. When you call an attorney, you want one who's respected, so call Jacob, because he's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. Dr. Clapper is next.
The playoff atmosphere at BMO Stadium is like no other. The Black and Gold are one step closer to their third straight MLS Cup final appearance.
These playoffs are never easy. Seattle's a really amazing team, a ton of amazing attackers, so it's going to be another tough one.
LAFC battles Seattle in the Western Conference semifinal.
Seattle's next at home. I mean, we got to do the same thing. This crowd was amazing.
Coverage begins Saturday at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Going through a life change, whether you're downsizing, you've inherited a home, or you're just ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Are you ready to unleash the beast?
Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as, bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, yeah. I say yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ride the pony.
Yeah.
Ride that pony, Cappy.
Come on.
I feel like this is where the age gap happens between me and Mike.
Well,
with Billy Idol.
I was thinking about the rejoiners here in the music, and the way that I feel about them so far is that I just have to assume that these are the kinds of songs that get Cappy going and make him happy.
Yeah, they do make me happy.
You know, and it is your show, right? And look, would they be the songs that I would play if I were trying to get myself going? No. But, I'm glad that it makes you happy, Cappy.
Happy Cappy
Get
is what we
blank,
want.
get blank. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Clapper's joining us now. How are you, Dr. Clapper?
I'm doing great. You guys sound great. And Mike Trudell, man, you were great. Well, back in the day with Michael Thompson, I miss those days.
Hey, Doc, good to hear from you.
He was great with Dalton Knecht the other day. Did you see him on TV over there the other day with him?
Oh, my God. Look who fell into the Lakers' laps. I'm so excited. Go Lakers. Amazing.
Yeah. It is pretty amazing. I'm honestly I still don't understand the whole NBA philosophy. 19-year-old kid from France who may be good in 5 years versus a 23-year-old guy who's ready to play right now.
But the Atlanta Hawks are rebuilding, so you take the 19-year-old when you're rebuilding.
Well, I'm not just saying like the number 1 or 2 pick, but like my goodness, how about 3 through 16? Anybody?
Well, again, I think that is a cost-benefit analysis that each team makes. I think if you think you're close to winning, and you have an older LeBron and an I don't think he's old AD, but like he's on the other side of 30. Like you take the guy who's ready to play.
Well, he's ready
He's
to play.
The reincarnation of Jerry West. Mark my words.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean, you're going the logo. It's a little excessive, Doc. But
another comparison to another white guy. See that? That's what we do. That's what we do. We compare white guys to white guys. That's what we do.
Charles Lewis.
Dr. Clapper, let me ask you this. Before we, I know, clap.
Hey, clap.
Before we get into Dak Prescott that you want to talk about, Shohei Ohtani was the first DH. Cappy tried to poo-poo it a little bit.
I'm not poo-pooing anything.
Well, I'm just saying, like you were like talking about steals and stuff, like whatever. He's the first DH to win the MVP. We talked about it in real time when it happened, but for those that may not have heard when we talked about his injury in the World Series with you, what do you expect his recovery to be like with his shoulder?
He's going to be perfect. And let me tell you something. Freddie Freeman playing with that ankle was Kirk Gibson all over again. But Shohei Ohtani continuing to play and contribute because of his utter respect for the game of baseball is the reason he deserves to be the MVP, even as the designated hitter. He is so respectful of the game, he doesn't even allow his teammates to throw trash in the dugout. He picks up the seeds that they're eating and puts them in a cup. How could you not love this guy?
Yeah, listen, I think that when you mentioned Freddie Freeman, we talk about the ankle, Dr. Clapper, but what we didn't know until the World Series was over, that it was the ankle and then there was the rib. So it made it even that much more impressive to hit home runs in 4 straight games.
Correct. And I tell you, we all remember Kobe Bryant. Mario Chalmers, he tore his Achilles in front of us. He did a face plant like Steve Mason. Boom, right on the court.
The Mason.
Well, look at Kobe Bryant. He gets up, nobody helping him. Off the bench, goes to the free throw line, and we all watched him sink. 2 free throws on a completely torn Achilles tendon. That's what we want when we watch sports. And the heart that this Dalton Knecht has, it reminds me of players who have passion and respect for the game.
Well, there you go, Dr. Clapper. Hey, Doc, a couple of quick injuries want to throw your way. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Can you explain when we hear that the hamstring has ripped from the bone? That sounds like that's going to take a really long time to fix. What's the deal?
So right now, I know how you love the YouTube so everybody can watch. You're sitting in a sitting position and the listeners are driving home. If you can, take one hand off the steering wheel, keep the other hand on the steering, and take the other hand and literally feel your tush that you're sitting right now on your seat and push up, and you will feel a bone. That bone that you're pushing on is the ischial tuberosity, and that is where the hamstring muscle attaches to. But what happened to Dak Prescott is he didn't just tear the muscle. He ripped the muscle off, the hamstring muscle off, with a piece of the bone. And that's why we called it an avulsion fracture. And back in the day, because I've been doing this for 40 years, we used to use a dental drill to drill holes in the bone and pass stitches, sutures, through the tendon and tie it back to the bone. But go ahead and take your finger now and feel the top of your teeth, the bottom row of your teeth. Feel how sharp those teeth are? Well, when we would use the dental drill to drill holes to reattach the bone with sutures, sometimes the bone would cut the very sutures we were using because the bone was so sharp. So here's a clapper vision for you. The new technology, kind of like what we used in Ohtani's shoulder, but what Dak Prescott had, which is why he's going to come back for training camp, is we no longer drill holes like we used to. Here's the clapper vision. You know what a dart looks like when you throw it against a dartboard? It has that bulbous, body, and it has the pointy tip, and then feathers come out the back. Well, we now have something that's like a dart that we can fire into the bone, and instead of feathers coming out, it's suture material. So we no longer have to drill a hole in the bone like we used to, and we no longer have to worry about the tendon or the sutures being cut by the sharp bone. You watch. He'll be back. He'll be Dak Prescott. I don't think the Cowboys are going anywhere with him, but it's amazing technology that we have now.
Yeah, they got to get him back.
By the way, Coach Dave Miller just texted me and said that we just caused 7,000 accidents on the 405 when you said to take your hand off the wheel and, squish your tush. So,
Well, tell Coach Miller to be careful out there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, I love him. Oh, it's great.
So, Dr. Clapper, one last question before we let you go, and we always appreciate the time.
Me too.
Thank you. We appreciate that. When you look at just injuries in general, and we had this conversation with you last week, right, about just kind of the NBA in general, right?
Yeah.
Just for those that may have missed that conversation, because it was an at-length conversation we had all day basically on the station, how do you feel about load management in the NBA? Like, if you can give me like a 2-minute synopsis on what your thoughts are, if it works or if it doesn't, because I get the sense it has not worked, that it has failed.
It has totally failed. And I think in many respects you have to learn from the past. The same basketball game that's being played, you know how in baseball they had controversy, wooden bats versus metal bats? Guess what? In basketball, it's the same ball, it's the same basket, it's the same height, so you really can compare generations nicely. And you need to go and look back on the players and their injuries and their longevity and how they were able to stay away from injuries that we see all the time now. The load management is a bunch of nonsense. What's not being done now, and Michael Thompson talks about it all the time, is there's a lack of cross-training. They only play basketball, or they only play football, and the body does not want to see the same thing over and over again. Now, if you tell me they're load managing and they're doing a different sport while they're taking time off so that they're using their muscles differently, yeah, then they will prevent these injuries from coming. But the overuse of doing the same thing over and over again is the reason we see so many more injuries now than we ever did before.
Dr. Clapper, you're the man. By the way, people, you can get your hands off your tushies already.
You can put two back on the wheel.
Yeah,
10 and 2, baby.
Dr. Clapper, you're the best, my brother. Thank you so much.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks so much.
Same to you, Doctor.
Same to you.
You called him Clap in the middle of all that.
Clap. What's up, Clap?
Yeah. What's up, Clappy?
Yeah. So, Cappy, coming up next, we're going to play a little game of Contender or Pretender in the Western Conference, an early edition with one Michael Trudell who's standing by.
Okay.
But first, Cappy, tell us about Real Father's Rights.
I would love to. Real Father's Rights. Let me give you the phone number. Started off there. 323-870-1611. 323-870-1611. Here's the website. realfathersrights.com/710. Real is REEL. realfathersrights.com/710. Let's get real with Mark Real and Real Father's Rights. And here's why. Because unfortunately for you guys, and I say for you guys, and I should say for we guys, I've been through it and it sucks. Family court generally tends to favor the female. Now, I'm not trying to tell you something that is like 100% all the time, in stone. I'm just telling you that in my personal experience and in the experience of so many other guys that I know, we have found ourselves in family court and things have gone more favorably for the other side. So here's what you really need when you're going through a divorce or you're going through a situation with a custody battle, or maybe you're already divorced and you're still having to go back and deal with this because it just can't wrap up. You need a team of people behind you that understand the family court system, number one. And number two, their goal is to make sure that you have the happiness and the justice that you deserve, and specifically on the father's side of things. That's Real Father's Rights. 323-870-1611. RealFathersRights.com/710. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorneys.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. Right now, ESPN LA listeners can book a drain cleaning for just $88. That's right, just $88, and you can keep your plumbing in top shape and ensure you're game day ready. So don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN today to take advantage of this limited time offer. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your $88 drain cleaning appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bop.
Ba-da-bop. Ooh. That's like a baritone.
All right, am I really getting ready for Thursday Night Football right now?
Are you ready for some football?
Steelers-Browns tonight?
Ugh, no thanks.
Looks like it was already snowing in Cleveland earlier today. I can't help myself. I mean,
like
I'm a football junkie.
I feel like we're back to the Thursday night games not being that interesting right now anymore.
Yeah, but listen, I'm a football junkie, so I'll watch pretty much anything.
Yeah, but there's I'd rather watch this college football game, to be honest.
I saw earlier, Georgia Tech and who?
And NC State.
Nah.
At least, I don't know.
I mean, they're in the ACC. I know you, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But, I mean, I'd rather watch the college football, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the Steelers.
Well, I just don't feel like the Steelers put on an exciting brand of football, and then we know the Browns are not very good, so it's like...
I know, but I played PrizePicks today. I played Jameis Winston to have more than 275 yards passing or something like that. And I played Russell Wilson to have
unwavering faith, ultimate belief.
Right. And I think I played Russell Wilson for less than 188.5 yards passing. Yeah. So I got a little action on the game tonight.
There's only a couple NBA games tonight for PrizePicks, too. You got the Lakers Magic, you got Pistons Hornets, T-Wolves Raptors, Jazz
What about
Spurs.
Utah and Spurs, yeah.
Pretty light NBA night, George.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It was a weird. The other night too was very light. It was 2 games or something.
There was one game. Yeah, the other night.
It was one.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
It was the Dallas game, right?
Yeah.
By the way, Luka's out for a little while. It looks like that's not good.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
as long as he's
Lakers
healthy
Magic's
for
the only
Christmas.
compelling game
Right.
tonight.
All George cares about is that Luka's healthy for Christmas so that George can wear his green Lukas.
They are nice, those Lukas.
He just hopes that Luka plays on Christmas and plays well enough to get the post-game interview so that Luka can give him the, hey, nice shoes.
I don't think Luka is that dialed in. LeBron's dialed in about every detail, as Mike knows, around his entire surroundings.
Then what I would do if I were you is, while he's answering any questions that you have.
Just kick him in the head?
No, you just make a gesture with your head look at down, right here. Look down.
There's typically about anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds while you're standing next to the guy before the camera is
then he can kind of give you an up down.
Yeah, so sometimes I might make a joke to the guy, I might whatever just to kill the time. But George with his shoe game being the primary concern of his at that stage could always kind of reference what he has on down below and make sure that Luka's aware.
You say it like this, George.
I always go a little dap, hey, congratulations. And they get to me pretty quickly. You usually have more time, Mike, because they run those. They tape that to run it right after when Geeter and those guys take over.
It depends. Sometimes, if it's going to be LeBron or AD, typically we'll do a look
you
live.
Go live?
We'll
do it live.
Typically. So then or sometimes we'll even ISO record if we really have to go quick.
An ISO record.
LeBron.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But Cappy, I have a different philosophy from George on this one. I do not feel comfortable wearing LeBrons while interviewing LeBron.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I told George, as a journalist, I find it to be unethical.
And then you also told me in the same breath that I should bring 2 pairs of shoes, one from each superstar in each team, and then change it to the one,
which is a great
depending
idea.
on who the interview is.
Because, Michael, as much as a journalist, I find it to be a turnoff and unethical.
Well,
however,
Cappy, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Since I work for the team, I'm already fighting a little bit of that. He works for the team, not going to. Whereas George is coming in with a worldwide leader. He's got his credibility. He's got his own radio show. George can wear the shoes. People still know he's going to tell it like it is. I just have to make sure that when I interview somebody, it's sounding as authentic as possible. And I felt like if I wore LeBrons, that would take away from that a little bit.
But I said, as much as I think as a journalist, it's a turnoff and it's unethical. I am 10 times more a sensationalist, and I thought it was freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've now come up with an entire marketing plan so that George wears the shoes of the stars of whoever he's going to be interviewing.
Although I will say this, those Anthony Edwards shoes are also they look very
he should be traveling. He should be traveling in 5-6 pairs of shoes to every game. And by the way,
5 or 6
he should have.
That means I got to check bags, bro. I ain't doing that.
He should have. Let me tell you something right now. Every single shoe manufacturer should know where Sedano is doing an NBA game.
And
they should send their shoes to the hotel.
For sure.
And then he takes the shoes to the game. He has a production assistant take the shoes to the game, and he has somebody put the shoes on his feet before he interviews said superstar.
First of all, a lot of times, though, and as George, of course, knows, you don't decide who you're going to take until
the
there's
last
3 minutes left in the game. And is it more likely than not going to be Luka if it's Dallas? Sure, but that's only if they win, and it could be Kyrie or PJ Washington could go for the odd 2010 game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
you got to have multiple shoes. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Well,
right,
yeah.
PJ Washington is not going to have his shoe, right?
No.
There's that. So
George,
that one could backfire.
You could get those Kyries that are like moccasins and have the fringe on them. That would be really funny because he'd notice those.
You would totally notice.
And by the way, if Luka doesn't notice your shoes right away, before you even go on with him, you go like this. You go, Luka, what you know about these? And then you point down at your shoes.
Well, I can talk to him in Spanish. Luka knows Spanish.
Well, Cappy, would it help
if
you use some of the young guy lingo that you're so good at?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You say to him, you go, yo, what you know about these? You're not
what up, twin?
hi,
You
do you
see
like
these?
my shoes?
Yeah, right.
What
something
you
like
know
that.
about these, dog?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you say dog. Yeah.
You have to throw in the dog.
Yeah.
No, I got to throw him. What up, twin? You see the shoes?
Oh, twin.
See the kicks?
Twin is even better. Twin is even better. No doubt about it. I've been using twin a lot.
Yeah. All right, give me some NBA music here because Trudell's got to leave here in a few minutes. Give me some NBA music. So we're going to do an NBA version, early season contender or pretender. Now, what I would say is you don't have to just go strictly contender or pretender. You could give reasons and maybe that they could be a pretender, they could be a contender, how they could get to contender status. We could have a little nuanced discussion here. All right. Let's start with the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Golden State Warriors. Now, they're playing like 11 guys. It's kind of crazy. I honestly think, do I think they're a championship contender? I don't know if I would say that. Even as the 1 seed, I think they need to make a move, but I would say that if they make a move for a veteran player, I think they are an absolute contender for the championship.
Cappy, you go and then I'll jump in.
I would say this. You have the coach. You have the superstar player. You've added to your roster. You've had some young guys that have been on their way up. George, to your point, they're playing a lot of guys. Anytime you have Steph Curry, presuming he can stay healthy, and you've got this coach and you've got this pedigree, for me, they're contenders.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way on this one. I think that in a playoff setting, you blitz Steph, and you say good luck to whoever your second guy is going to be. Is it Andrew Wiggins? Okay, have as many shots as you want. Is it Draymond, who's shooting, by the way, 45% from 3 this year on a lower volume? I just don't think they have enough talent in that rotation, George, of 11. It's going to have to come down, or guys are going to be exposed more.
Well, but that's why I think they need to make a move. They got to consolidate.
Yeah, well, right. If you're giving me the qualifier that they could make a move, then sure.
Yeah,
but anybody can make a move.
Well, not anybody, but I feel like they have resources to make the move too. You know.
They do. They've got some young guys and some picks. That's true.
Right.
Fair.
Exactly. Not everybody's got those. The Dallas Mavericks don't have that. They don't have any resources.
True. Neither do the Suns, for example.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. Or the Clippers.
OKC Thunder. Now, I feel like Chet Holmgren will be back, certainly before the playoffs. So if you're giving me that he's going to be healthy, I love the addition of Isaiah Hartenstein. You saw already the impact he had recently. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are absolutely a contender.
Well, again, I'm going to go right back to where you started with his Chet Holmgren. Now, what exactly is his injury? Do either of you guys know?
Yeah, fractured hip.
Right.
Okay. So when you're 7'3" and you weigh about 135 pounds and you fracture your hip, do we expect him back? And when he comes back,
this isn't like Life Call. You know what I'm saying? Like
what does Life Call mean?
Life Call. You know what I mean? I fall and I can't get up.
Life
He's like 20 years old. For God's sake.
Life alert.
Life alert.
So
Chet
didn't call the trainers. Chet didn't call the trainers and go, "Yo, I fell. I can't get up."
Yeah, he didn't hit the button. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, this is just my own opinion. Look, we all know what SGA is. You know about the way Jalen Williams has started off the season. But for me, if you don't have Chet Holmgren, I don't think you're a contender. So for me, right now, I'm going no contender.
Wow.
They are an absolute contender. I think they will, for sure, finish with the most regular season wins in the Western Conference. Hartenstein in his first game, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks in 28 minutes. And they desperately needed somebody of his bulk, George. There's somebody who can kind of handle their weight, even in a different way from what Chet does, although Chet's grown a lot. So, I too, Cappy, in this game, we're assuming that a guy, even if it's going to take 2 months or 3 months, he is going to be able to heal from a broken bone. It's not like a torn ACL or a torn Achilles. So I think they get him back. They are the favorites in the West.
Wow, look at that.
By the way, I like the fact that Hartenstein is pronounced Stein rather than Stein.
Yeah. Well,
it's
the German
I like to add the "st." You know what I mean?
That's how they say it. Cappy.
By the way, I remember that kid when he was just toiling in the G League, and I did a bunch of those G League showcases in Vegas, and he couldn't stick. And the knock on him back then was talented player. He's just got to get his head on right. And boy, has he done that. So
I
good
love
for him.
I think he's great.
Yeah, he's
good
very
player.
good. The Los Angeles Lakers, I would say contender. If you have AD and LeBron, you're a contender. I still would like to see them make one more move to really cement their status. But I would say fringe contender at the moment.
For me, it's a pure homer play. I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm rooting for the Lakers to do well. I want to see them contend. I love what we've already seen out of Dalton Knecht. We've been raving about the kid all week. I love what J.J. Redick has brought. He's actually coaching the team, not babysitting. So I may be way wrong, and I may just be playing the homer play here, but I'm going contender.
Yeah, I think you're both right, and like where we have to be careful with the Lakers this year is like not to zoom in too far on the net rating, which I think will be closer to like the middle of the league, and that's because when LeBron specifically, and I think AD to an extent, who have won titles before, when they're up 25 on Utah in the third quarter, are they going to keep pushing in the fourth quarter to win by 30? Not necessarily. So that's going to shrink their margin of victory down, and when we look at the numbers, it's going to be like, I don't know, Lakers defensive rating and stuff, but they can beat anybody. And that's the thing. Like, what their A game is just as good as almost anybody's A game. I think Boston's probably still a little higher from the A game standpoint. But like out in the West, and they match up well with OKC. Yeah, I think the Lakers are right in the mix.
Yeah. The next are the Houston Rockets. Now, I don't believe they're a contender yet. I think the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors will be in the sweepstakes for a perhaps disgruntled veteran type player. Like all-star caliber type player that could be available. There's always one or two even at the deadline. I think if they cash in their chips for someone like that, depending on who it is, I would like their chances more. I think they're going to be a really fun regular season team, but I don't think that they're an actual contender for the championship.
So, of course, I haven't seen Houston play 1 second at all this season so far.
They're a very good young team and have some smart veterans too.
Well, incredibly athletic, Cappy.
But I will just say this. Dylan Brooks, right? Like, he's a great villain in this league. But he's not, like, to me, he doesn't have championship written all over him. You know, to me, I'll say the same thing later on about James Harden. But for me, I haven't seen Houston play at all. So, wait a second, George. What is this face? What just happened?
You got to put it on ESPN right now because you're going to be like 15 seconds behind. Look at this interception that this kid made for NC State, one-handed. It was like Odell Beckham-esque. It was out of control.
All right, hold on. Right now I have it 7-7, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Am I behind you?
He tips it to himself and then catches it one-handed and corrals it in. What a play. That might be the best interception I've seen all season.
Mike, where are you on the Houston?
T-Mac Cooley is his name. Tamarcus Cooley.
Okay.
Yeah. Cap, you want me to hit the
Rockets go ahead.
Here?
Go Houston. Go Houston.
Houston has a lot of players that I really like.
The ball hit the ground, I think.
They are incredibly athletic, which as I hinted at this earlier in the whole shooting debate that Sedano and I were getting into, but like they've got a bunch of guys 6'8", 6'9", can athletic pop all over the place. They don't have that true kind of number one guy to get you through a playoff series, though. Like, can it be Alpi Şengün on a certain night? Can it be Jalen Green on a certain night? Maybe, but they still have time to grow, as George said. And they have a lot of picks that they could use to acquire and add one of those alpha stars to the mix. Like right now they're playing Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. They're bigger money. But eventually one of these young kids is going to come up. So they're there. They're lurking. They're a team that I think is on the radar, but they're not ready this year to do anything.
Michael, before you go, rank these next couple of teams in order of if they're a contender or a pretender. Denver, Minnesota, Phoenix, Memphis, Clippers, Kings.
Okay, Denver.
Who are the actual contenders? How about that, of that group?
Yeah, I mean, so you still have to put Denver in there, if only just because Jokic. I think it's
he's
tough.
having maybe the greatest season ever.
Yeah, I mean, he's insane. He's only gotten better. Yeah. So they are in the like. If you're in and sometimes George, if you're close, and I would put Minnesota close to them, I'd put Phoenix a little behind them. But give me the best player of that group. Like Jokic is going to get them great shots every time.
I think Phoenix is also a contender when they're healthy. I think when KD comes back.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm not in on that.
No, me neither. To me, they're just lacking that. Like they're lacking physicality and size and athletic pop. So I think that catches up with them at some point in the series. Clippers are out to me.
They've got
Grizzlies
some
are out.
guys who can defend. I watched them yesterday. I know they got the doors blown off because it was just Booker, but they've got some guys that can defend.
Nurkic and Plumlee aren't good enough for your center spot.
Yeah, I'm not even. I like Ryan Dunn on the perimeter. He's he's a really good defender.
Stopped hitting shots though, George.
I get it. He's a kid. But I like his defense, and I like Oso Ighodaro, too. Like, I think he can defend and moves the ball really well. Like, I think they've got something with those two young guys.
All right, I got them a little lower, but I hear you.
All right, so there it is. Contender, pretender. Michael, thank you for stopping by.
Pleasure, guys. See you soon.
I'll tell you what, the studio has been just filled with superstars recently. I mean, Brian Windhorst yesterday, Mike Trudell today.
Ramona
earlier today, Dave Roberts earlier in the week, Mario Ruiz.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just been off the charts this week, George.
Yeah, Captain. Yeah.
By the way, I missed this interception. I've got it. North Carolina State, Georgia Tech.
No, it's over. I said it hit, I don't know if you heard me. The ball hit the ground.
Right, but I never even saw it. There's 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. How far behind am I? I'm normally way behind.
No, it happened already.
I understand.
I think it was like you had. I think by the time you turned to it, it had just happened.
I talked to my remote. It didn't move fast enough. So now watch this, George. I'm going to go from a 7-7 North Carolina State Georgia Tech game as the first quarter is coming to an end on ESPN. Now watch this. Amazon Prime. And I'm going right back to Amazon Prime where I'm getting ready. I was just watching player introductions and the teams were taking the field. And it looks bitter cold. I don't know how cold it is in Cleveland tonight, but the snow was already coming down. Yeah. And it looked like maybe they got that. What was that that storm up in the Pacific Northwest? What was that called?
The bomb cyclone?
Cyclone or cyclone
bomb
yeah.
cyclone.
Bomb cyclone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got the ball. I'm
Cappy,
watching football.
You know what? What's a bomb cyclone in your house? When you tell your kid you got to go to the dentist. They don't want to do it. They're like, no. They create a bomb cyclone in your household, and you need to take the kids to the dentist because you know what? They need to make sure their teeth are okay. So we all want what's best for our kids. Choosing a dentist could be tough. I got the place for you. Children's Dental Fun Zone. Fun is in the name for a reason. First of all, you go to one of the Children's Dental Fun Zone, 18 locations across the Southland. Your kids are going to walk in and be like, whoa, where did we come to? This is I'm like in a cartoon. Like, this is insane. 18 locations, as I mentioned, across Southern California. They got you covered in L.A. County. They got you covered in Orange County. They got you covered in the IE. They got you covered in Oxnard.
805 in the house.
Yeah. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, it sounded like your throat went open.
Oh, dude, I'm having all kinds of problems today. You don't even understand.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anyway, go to all those locations, anywhere across the Southland. They got you covered. Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your kids deserve. You're right there.
Yeah, I don't have a cough button, you know what I mean? So, I step away from the mic, but it's not far enough, you know?
So at Children's Dental Fun Zone, here's how they put fun in the name. Every station for your kid where they'll do their work on them has a big screen TV with movies, kids' movies playing for the kids, cartoons, you name it. They got iPads for the kids, toys for the kids in the waiting area, and for parents, they accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. So, look, when you take your kids to Children's Dental Fun Zone, they're going to be like, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? Words you never thought you would hear. So to book your child's first or next appointment at Children's Dental Fun Zone, visit their website, cdfzone.com, cdfzone.com, or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Nice. Hey, so while you were doing that read, the Steelers had a 3rd and 1, right? Mm-hmm. They take Russell Wilson out of the game. He's standing on the sidelines.
Fields again? Did he slide short again?
Well, no. So here's what happened. So they put in Justin Fields. Russell Wilson is standing on the sideline. The trainer comes over and puts a big jacket on him. It's like, hey, bro. I mean, I'm only out for a play right now. Let's just see what happens. And
like James Brown jacket?
It was like a big one of those big heavy jackets with long ass jackets.
Really but you know how they used to put the cape on James Brown, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. No, exactly what it looked like. And it does look very cold, Lindsay.
It's supposed to snow.
Well, it is snowing. I mean, you can see the snow falling. And so anyway, so they put Russell Wilson on the sideline. They bring in Justin Fields. It's 3rd and 1. The Steelers have a procedure penalty, backs it up to 3rd and 6. But then Russell Wilson throws a dart. They pick up 25 yards. They pick up the first down, and the snow is falling in Cleveland. I mean, this looks like old school.
It's like little flurries, tiny flurries of snow.
Yeah, but like old school Pittsburgh, Cleveland, AFC Central, not AFC North, AFC Central, old school football. Grass field, snow coming down. I think this is going to make for good TV tonight. I really do. 3rd and 3. Let's see what Russ can do. Can Russ cook?
Cappy, nobody cares about this game.
I do.
Is USC UCLA going to be good TV? I mean, those uniforms always look nice when they're going up against each other.
Yeah.
Say that.
It's
7:30 local on NBC.
Yeah, I know.
I was stunned that. So I text Noah Eagle to find out if he was doing the game. He's doing the Notre Dame Army game.
Okay.
So because I thought, well, it's on NBC. Maybe they'll come out here for a late night game. Him and Todd Blackledge, but not the case. But yeah, not a lot of juice for this one this year, man.
Well, yeah, and I listen. I know you're going up to do Cal Stanford, right?
And by the way, we have decided as a production group, our particular crew, that we are going to introduce the ACC to one of the oldest rivalries in the West. Right? They face each other 127 times. Have some of the most. I mean, the band is on the field is one of the most iconic plays and calls in the history of college football, as John Ireland mentioned during Crosstalk. So we're going to teach the ACC audience about that rivalry. I hope that NBC, and I would imagine they will does the same with USC, UCLA to the rest of the country, that the Big Ten part of the country that may not be as familiar with it.
Well, I think that what you guys are doing and what you suggest NBC does is a great idea, because the reality is this. You know, Cal and Stanford used to be like a traditionally great Pac-10 type rivalry.
I mean,
right?
It's literally called the big game.
Right. But now, because they are still crosstown rivals, and they are still conference rivals, even though they're in a conference for the first time this year, and they probably don't have the conference pride, if you will, that the school and the program has traditionally had. USC, UCLA is kind of in the same boat, like crosstown rivals.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know what number game is this between USC and UCLA? Does anybody know the number? I mean, is it 100? Is it 95? Whatever it is, right? There's all this history and tradition. And there's two things working against this game this weekend, the way I see it, okay? It's like this.
The late start.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about the late
time.
start. 94th time. It wasn't even the late start so much for me, because obviously, as you know, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, there is going to be very few people on the East Coast going, yeah, USC, UCLA, two teams that are sub 500. Got to stay up for that one.
You know what's going to happen is people like on the East Coast who are like old people who like to watch the news are going to be like, what? Wait a second.
What?
UCLA, USC, what's going on here?
What is this? UCLA, this garbage. What is this?
Where's
USC?
the local news?
Right. I'm trying to wait up for Saturday Night Live.
There won't be any Saturday. The Saturday Night Live will be UCLA, USC.
Where is my Saturday Night Live? Yeah. The thing is this, though, is that when you have these two teams, look, USC fans and UCLA fans, they're going to be into it, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of the record, they're going to be into it. Sean Cody was on yesterday while you were gone, George, and that's the one thing he said. It doesn't matter what the records are. You make your season in this game. Okay, I understand that's sort of what rivalries
Throw
are.
out the records, Cap.
Right. But in terms of like, this game used to mean this in this conference, and now it means something completely different in a different conference. I think what you're talking about, introducing Cal and Stanford to an ACC audience, you guys are on the ACC network, so like, hey, I know the story. I know that the band was on the field, and I know it's one of the most historic plays in the history of football, college football. But it was not in this conference, and these two teams are in this conference now.
Right, and we're going to have they actually, get this, they want me to record like a 15, 20-second like intro with the highlights to them, which is kind of cool.
I think that's great.
It's very old school, but I
Yes.
think because it's the 127th meeting, like I thought it was a good suggestion by my producer, and I'm like, yeah, I would totally voice something for that. That'd be cool.
I would say this. You ready? If you could bring to the broadcast the enthusiasm of how big this rivalry has been traditionally, throw the records out.
Yeah.
Nobody's going into the playoff. Nobody here is a top 10 team. But it doesn't matter. And by the way, George, you think about like rivalry weekend. I thought this was rivalry weekend in college football because you had USC, UCLA, Cal, and Stanford. Yeah. I can't find another rivalry out there.
Yeah, it's well, the rivalries are all over the place now. Now, traditionally, the last week of the season also is a ton of rivalry games. So next week, you'll have a lot of them.
Yeah, because I don't think like Miami, Wake Forest has much rivalry to it. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like even Ohio State, Indiana, which I'm rooting for Indiana because that could be like the biggest upset of the year.
Right, but next week there will be plenty of rivalries. Now, look, certain rivalries are played at different times of the year too. Like the Red River rivalry is played, was played several weeks ago, and that's traditionally where it is. Like Oregon State had to play in September, and they usually play at this time of year, right?
Yeah.
So there a lot of these games that is going to be the case. There's going to just spread out differently, and that's just what you have to get used to.
You're right. You're right. I mean, listen, earlier in the season, for me, the rivalry that I was most involved with was the backyard brawl. And that's happening early in the year.
Yeah,
but I will say this, of all these college football games this weekend.
But look, one you grew up with, Florida State is still the last weekend of the season, right? There are a few of them still. Clemson, South Carolina is a rivalry in South Carolina. They're playing the last game. Kentucky, Louisville. Like those will still be. North Carolina State, right? Like those are Alabama, Auburn, right? Like those are still being played the last week of the season.
Yeah, but I just want to say that this weekend when it comes to college football, I would love to see Indiana beat Ohio State. And it's not because
I just don't see it.
I know. It's not because I'm an Ohio State hater at all. Yeah. But the story of Indiana, which I still think, by the way, is still very much under the radar, even though they're top 5 and they're undefeated. Yeah. Indiana has come from out of nowhere. Yeah. Indiana is undefeated and number 5 in the country, and most people don't know it.
Signetti is a good coach, man. Like,
I know, but he's also in his first year there.
Map.
Yeah. I know, but first year to go from James Madison to Indiana, which is supposed to be like a middle-of-the-road team in their conference, is exciting.
But
it's
he brought
good for college
13
football.
kids from that James Madison team that bowled
and
out
that makes it even that much more interesting because those guys are making a major step up in class.
Yeah.
You know?
By the way, I also miss Virginia Tech. Shout out to Emily, so I wanted to make sure.
Come on, don't forget that one.
Yeah. So.
All right. So rivalry weekend is actually really next weekend?
I mean, a good chunk of them is